Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
All right, so the reason I'm going to just quickly go through this. Here's my alerts. I have them on the M15, the H1, and the H4. The reason being is because each one of these time frames have recommended take profits and stop losses with a caveat of the H4. Now, so this is strat 1, strat 2, videos, bag strategy, all three of them. I'm not going to be sitting here trying to figure out how many pips to take something and so on and so forth. I ain't doing that. I'm just going to make it nice and simple for us, myself, and y'all. Alert, whatever time frame it is, we're going to catch them pips for that time frame. And then set your stop loss and go about our business. Okay? That's kind of why I have those four in there. Thank you, darling Sandy. I'm going to get to your question on the stock in a second, dear. All right, so let's look at this Aussie CAD off the H1. I brought it up. Okay, we on the H1. Now, first thing we're going to do, we're going to zoom out. We on a downtrend. That's an up arrow alert. That is a no-go. Okay? Don't take this. I'm not taking this trade. Even though I got a bounce from the zone here, you got an arrow, go. Not taking a trade because it's going against the trend. It's counter trend. Not taking a trade. It's good though. It's nice that it happened. That just means that it might come up to this resistance zone, bounce off of and go down. I'm not going to trade it off of the H1. If you get a counter trend alert in a lower time frame, like say on the M15, like what you see here, those would have been okay because they would have followed the counter trend strategy number 6. Bounce, arrow, go. Okay, so if you guys was on the M15 for Aussie CAD, you got an alert. I didn't get the alert. I was driving at this time. All right, but between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. Eastern time, you get a counter trend trade alert. Let's make sure it is a counter trend. Yep, counter trend because this is a downtrend. You got an up arrow alert. Okay, that's strategy 6. This would have been your entry candle right here. Okay, you had 2 arrow alerts, entry candle. I'm going through this because I'm waiting for another alert to appear. Right here, it was 20 pips to the zone. Not really, it's 14. You could have caught 10 and been safe and then bounce out. Okay, 20 pips normally to the zone is when you would take it. If you want to shave off and just take it however much you want to do, it has been said you can cut it in half. All right, 10 pips. That's a counter trend strat 6. Okay, but that's why I would not take this H1. Okay, that doesn't fit for the M15 time frame. Strategy 6 was only according to the M15 time frame. That's why this is a no-go on the H1. Okay, so any questions on that, just drop them in the Q&A. All right, so let's go to the next alert that we see. Dollar yen, H1 and H4 is a sell. Well, we could see why. Look at that long H1 candle. Well, look, dollar yen melted out the sky for people, huh? Okay. I'm sure that's counter trend. Yeah. So we're on an uptrend on dollar yen. That down arrow, I'm not going to take it because it's counter trend trade. Okay. But again, I'm not taking a counter trend trade here. You go down to the M15 and see where we at right there. Zoom out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, look at that little itty bitty 4. So they're kind of matching zones. And then one of the things I heard is that if you measure from one zone to the other, 50 pips, you're good to go. I think he's at 50 pips or more, honestly. But since I'm not for sure, you might be good to go. But I have no zone that's really causing this bounce, so I can't even look at dollar yen on this one. But that H1 trade is a no-go. All right. And then the H4 is also going to be a no-go because it's also counter trend. All right. We on an uptrend on the H4. This is a down counter trend arrow. It's okay. If you want to trade the arrow, you can. Okay. But that's not one of the strategies of utilizing this trading system. It's usually you're going to trade with the trend. Okay. Um, Again, and this is on the H1 and H4. Typically you're staying with the trend on these higher time frames because the trend is stronger. All right. You don't know how long this counter trend is going to happen. You don't know how long this pullback is supposed to last. So instead of putting yourself in a situation and hoping that it goes in your favor, just wait for the up arrow that's going to turn around and go back in your favor. It's only Tuesday. It'll happen. Okay. So H4 is going to be a no-go as well right now. All right. So that's what we're going to waiting on. Now, I will see. I saw GU earlier on the M15. So I'm actually waiting for GU right now. So I saw this morning. I always look at GU in the morning for some odd reason. I think it's because Nate and everybody uses it. But I saw GU came all up in that zone, and it tried to come out and it didn't cross over this arrow MA and came back down again. It's touching this zone. I feel like this is going to be a great setup for us to take a bag entry today because GU is on an uptrend on the M15. Okay. Not only do I feel like it's going to be great for a bag entry for us today, I feel like we may get an up arrow off of the H1, but 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're even. So it would just be just as nice to maybe do another position and so on and so forth. And H4 already gave us an arrow, so it's getting stronger. The uptrend is turning around from the lower time frames and it's getting stronger. So that M15 off of GU, that's going to be a beautiful one. And then on top of that, I'm just going to wait for the other GBP pairs to do what they want to do. That's kind of what I'm looking at so far. All right, so I'm going to just jump to the question in the chat. Let's see here. How do stocks translate into pips? If we aim for 20 pips in currency pairs, is there a number for stocks? No, there isn't, Sandy. It's because Nate has never, anything that Nate does not do a recommended stop loss or take profit for, it's up to you to come up with it, honestly, because everything that's in these strategies are referencing currency pairs. And anything that I do, like with an index or with oil, that's just based upon me trading it and being familiar with it. So you would have to, you got a Euro Swiss on the M15, Tony? Maybe valid? Okay, I'm gonna do that. So yeah, on the stocks, I would just say, I usually am just going for 20 pips, but your stop loss can vary depending on your capital. So I would say zone to zone, honestly, utilize the zones. You said Euro Swiss off the M15. Uh, Interesting how I must have missed this alert today. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That second arrow is too close to the zone right here. So no, honestly, even this bounce arrow go right here, I don't even think you would have got 20 pips or 10 if you would have got in here. Yeah, you only got 5. No go. Euro Swiss. It ain't even worth the effort to try and get 5 pips on that. Nah, we could just wait. And the zones are even right now, so that means it's ranging. So this is not even a nice pair for me that I would even want to trade because we following trend and there's no established trend right now. So I don't even like this pair today. If it does pop up with something, just have to be cautious. Not like you can't trade it, but just be cautious. Oh, matter of fact, let me put my S&P up here and put it on the M5 while I'm talking to y'all before I forget. Let me see. Look at that. Yeah, we on an uptrend. I got this bounce was nice. And then I ain't gonna get another bounce. Dang. So this thing, come on back down, touch this support so I can get a bounce and take the trade with y'all. Because I'm pretty sure y'all got brokers that's probably gonna give you a zone with a bounce, and I ain't gonna have it again. Oh yeah, Tony, it probably will look weird because we on different we might be on different brokers. Let's see here. Hello, Albert. How do you open those two windows with the trade notifications? Oh, what I did was I just put the dashboard on two different charts right here. See, I put it on charts that I put it on a chart that I don't trade. So the VIX index, I don't even really know what it is off the top of my head. I think it has to do with something with binary. I can't remember, but I know I'm not trading in here. So I just put it on a chart that I don't trade, which is the VIX index, and I just open up two of them and just load the dashboard on both. I just cut off the pairs that I didn't want to. I wanted to be able to see everything, so I just cut them off, and then I just loaded it with what I wanted to see. So yeah, that's what I did. I gotta leave S&P up here because this is what I scalp during the day while I'm on these calls if I can. Yeah, volatility index. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's see here. So yeah, since I don't necessarily trade that for AIRO in this instance or in this case, I just put it on a chart that I'm not paying attention to and just loaded on there and was on my merry way. I got this idea from somebody in the bag chat. I'm always a student. Always a student. All right, so who got, okay, on y'all charts, see, I'm on Envy, by the way, and I'm on a live account, by the way. So on your charts, if you have S&P 500, and it could be for your broker listed as US 500 or SPX 500 or just Standard and Poor, whatever they want to call it, let me know, do you guys have a bounce right here off of this support zone? If you do, let me know, because I'm just curious. I'm not going to be able to really see it in the chat. Who got it? No, you ain't got one, Lydia? Okay. All right. I just was curious because I'm going to be feeling kind of salty if that up arrow does come. And I can't take it. Oh, you do have a bounce, Tony. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Okay, I ain't got one. That's all right. Not yet. Looks the same as yours. Okay, cool. Okay, Christopher, you do. That is so interesting. Okay. Well, we just gonna see if we can all hang out together and see if we can catch something. No bounce on you. No, you could, Tony, because I'm not catching the chat too much anyway. I'm only catching it because we had a lag right now. Look at that takeoff. In 10 minutes, stock market's back about to open. So we're gonna see. Everything should start shooting off in about 10 minutes. So we're gonna look. I'm just got S&P on this M5, but what I am almost forgetting to do is marking off the high. See, we are on a uptrend on the M15. Let me look at the M1. M1, we on a ranging. It's getting ready to bust through that zone. So let's say we on an uptrend on the M1. M5, we on an uptrend. M15, we on an uptrend. Everything's looking beautiful and kosher for S&P today. So what I'm doing is I'm going to mark off the high of the previous day's money zone. I'm going to use this horizontal line right here and just put it off right here at the top. And what I'm doing is I'm going to wait for price to close above this zone. I'm going to mark off on a little alert. So I'm going to right click, trading, alert. Right around there. That's okay. Move that down just a little bit. All right. Right there. I just set a price alert in MC4. Why did I do that? Because I'm not going to be staring at this chart this whole time. I might get distracted and talk about something else with you guys. And I wanted to see if I could try and catch this. So I just marked it off. This is Strat 4. I just marked off for y'all. And the reason why I marked it off is because Strat 4 has not been in play today at all. And this is why. Okay. Actually, let me go back to this next one so I can show you. Here, we've been on an uptrend. This is yesterday. All right, Monday. This was Friday's money zone. Okay. Same strategy. Money zone, right? The strategy goes, the first candle that closes above the previous day's money zone, first candle, take the trade on the next one because it's a breakout. Strat 4, right? If you guys watched the video on currency pairs, this is 20 pip take profit, right? And I told, if you guys have watched previous videos of these recordings when I'm on, I saw that the indices do the same thing. Exact same thing. Sometimes they do it twice in a day. Sometimes they do it in the beginning of the money zone around London session, and then they'll do it again when stock market open. Okay, so here's yesterday's. Look at this candle. This is the M15. Zoom in. Here we go, right here. First candle that closed, first M15 candle that closed above the previous day's money zone in the new money zone. Next candle, take your trade. You took your trade here, you ain't got no drawdown. This is on S&P. You only need what, 20, 50 pips maybe? 20 for sure. 20, 30, 40, 50, and it kept going. Anybody who caught that move on S&P yesterday off of the breakout, and it still was making new highs for the day. Broke out completely. This is a 300 pip move. Okay, off a 0.01, that's $30. Okay, so that's why I keep reminding and telling everybody that strategy 4, money zone breakout, is money you leaving on the table if you can catch it. Okay, if you can catch it. This was a beautiful breakout. Here's the other thing, and I'll get to y'all questions in a second. Here it is on the M5. Now notice I say I trade on the M5. Here's that same previous day money zone. Here it is on the M5. Okay, here is your first candle that closed on the M5, right? And this candle did it 1625. It did that close right when stock market opened, right? This move right here, right when stock market opened. Then the next candle, you could have got in on this trade. You would have had some drawdown here, a couple of pips, and then it took off. So I'm actually trying to get in on either the M5 and the M15. I'm liking the M5 more because I'm on the M5. That's what I trade off of. So I'm waiting for the M5 candle, first one, that closes above the previous day's money zone. The next candle, I'm taking the trade. All right. So I went over that one. And now let's go back. Let's zoom back out again. And then I'll answer y'all questions that's in the chat. All right. So now this is today. Here's the previous day's money zone marked off. This stuff right here, that's not a breakout. It needs to be in the new money zone. Here's the new money zone. Did you see price come over here yet? Nope. It touched, rejected, and came down, right? And you got all these supports building it up. We're on a strong uptrend from the lower time frames, continuing to build. I'm waiting for this breakout right up here on a 5-minute candle. And on the next candle, I'm taking my trade. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, that resistance zone does bother me though. It bothers me. So I really would like that thing gone, but there ain't no way it's going to be gone unless the breakout clears through it. Okay, so it's going to be a risky trade on me, but I want to take a money zone breakout trade. So we're going to see what happens, how I feel later on. Okay, so here we go. Thanks, David. Appreciate that. I'll check it. I'll check my DM in a sec. All right, let me go through the FAQ real quick. FAQ, Q&A. Tips for first-time traders. I've never done this before. Do I have any YouTube videos on the full setup process and how to effectively trade? Or could we recommend a channel that would be beneficial? You know what? Couple of things for first-time traders as we waiting for this stuff to jump off. Yes, I'll answer y'all questions about. Actually, I'm gonna go back to that first-time trader question in just a second. Let me answer these other questions about the S&P. Am I marking the previous day on a 15-minute candle versus the 5-minute? Previous day money zone could be just marked because it's just a high of the day at a previous money zone, no matter what candle it did. But it's off of the 15. I'm doing it off of the 15 normally because that's what the Strat 4 video says. But the 5-minute candle is just the candle I'm waiting for closure above that. Okay. And I'm following the trend. That's why I said above, not below. I'm following the trend. And can I show how I put that alert? Yeah, sure. So again, the alert is you right click anywhere in your chart. right click, trading alert. That's how you put it on there. Once you click on alert, it'll give you this little arrow. That's it. And it's just going to put you in alert. I put an alert right on the horizontal line or as close to it as possible. Okay, so this is a bid alert. So once the bid price is greater than 4083, it's going to start dinging at me. So y'all might start hearing a bunch of sounds come off. Okay. A 0.01 S&P is what? $1 a move. 10 pips on S&P equals $1 on a 0.01. Yeah, think of it that way. I'm not really good on how to correlate pip move to people, so I always say 0.01, 10 pips equals $1 on S&P. Okay. Let's see. When I use strat 4 on the index, do I set a TP or just watch it and follow it up? Maybe use the first down candle to close. When I do strat 4 on there, I'm actually just taking 50 pips and dip is what I'm shooting for. Because I really don't like to be on smaller time frame charts. I prefer to be on higher time frame charts. So since I'm on a call with you guys, I'm just going to take a pip and dip. But you can always trail it. But see, I'm not good at trailing stop loss either, because price can, turn around against you, and then you caught, and you're taken out of a trade when really it was just a minor pullback and then it'll turn back around again. So that's why I just pip and dip on the lower time frame and just wait for it, to take a longer run or hold a trade longer on the H1 or something. So to be clear, I marked it on the M15 chart and then can use the drawing for both 5-minute and 15-minute. Yes. So yes, I marked it off the M15, but you can see even down here's the M15. I marked it off on the M15, but you can see on the M5 it's the same money zone. That's why it didn't matter. It'll change though, depending on higher time frames, because remember, they'll look a little different, but it's this money zone. Just mark it off on the M15 and then just come down to the M5 to wait for your entry, or you can wait for the M15 for entry. If I'm looking at the M15 and I'm waiting for the zone, you see how I got that same zone sitting there? So it's a little thicker actually. So it might be a problem for me on this breakout. So I might have to just wait and see. Maybe let it pull back, let it break out. Now I'm thinking about this. Let it break out. Let it clear that zone. Let it pull back and then hop in off the pullback and then take off. It's kind of what I'm thinking of right now. All right. So that's that. And then I haven't forgot about you, Anonymous, on your first time question. I just want to make sure. So you strat 4 on the M5 on the index? Yeah, I do, because that's me and what I'm looking for. There's some people that go down to the M1. There's some people that wait for the M15. It works on any way. It just depends on when you want to get in and how much drawdown you're willing to deal with, honestly. My broker is SP 500. Is that the same as SPX 500? Yep, sure is. Imagine a strat 4 breakout works on all the other indices as well. It does. How do you delete the horizontal line after the breakout occurs? You would just highlight it. You would highlight it right here. You see how it turned this little white dot? Right click on it, delete. Okay. And then you good, Carrie, you good? How to set an alarm, please? I just went through that. If you didn't catch it, let me know. Stop market open, by the way, so we're waiting to see the takeoff. Where can I see which pair this is on your screen? Right here. SPX 500, S&P. For the breakout, do I go through before market open and set the horizontal line on all your charts? Yep, sure do. Trying to set my charts up. Here we go, takeoff. Let's see. First one is AUD USD as a buy. What you got, AUD USD? That might be valid. Where's my AUD? Oh no, it didn't. It disappeared. Never mind. I ain't got no bounce. I ain't got no bounce. And it is an uptrend. Dang it. I ain't got no bounce. I can't take that. Ooh, look at that. Whoa, I'm like it must have been a second alert, because there's an arrow right here already. So this must have been like a potential second alert. And dang, I'm feeling kind of salty because it is 20 pips to the zone, just about 19. Darn. That makes me mad. I can't take that trade. I ain't got no bounce, even if there is a second arrow that appears. But that might just be going off. But if you got one, trade what you see. Trade what you see. All right, so AUD/USD is a no-go for me. And we're just going to still wait. That was the weirdest sound, though, I just realized that thing came out off of. All right, so let's see. What about NAS on the M15? Is that close to a money zone breakout? It might be. I'm not trading NAS because this is a smaller account that I'm trading with y'all. So NASDAQ is not within my margin. So I ain't going to be trading it today. But I could throw it on there and see. All right. Ooh, look at that breakout. It's taking off. It's taking off. It's taking off. I saw it before I even got there. All right. Oh, well, NAS is retracing right now. So let me see. I'll mark off the high here. Let me confirm NAS is on an uptrend. Yes, it is. Let me confirm if it's doing the same thing on the lower time frames. Ooh, look at that drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. See, M1 is opposite right now. I prefer all the lower time frames to be in sync. They not in sync, I don't like it. M1 is the only one out of sync right now. So wait till that M1 turn around. Yeah, see, all the other time frames are fine. Let that M1 do what it need to do. Let it come down, let it bounce off the support, and let it build up another support, and then it should be fine. All right. But yeah, it ain't nowhere. It was. See here on the M1, it looked like it made a. I know I got all these fractals here. I'm so sorry, you guys. Let me get rid of them so you can see better. All right. Here is the previous day's money zone off the M1 on NAS. And as you can see, it already had a breakout right here. It looks better, though, on the M5. Okay. See, here it is better. First candle. This is the new money zone. It already broke out. And then what did it do? Shoot, it did it again. A breakout. And now it's coming back down. So it already did like 2 breakouts. I wouldn't necessarily be looking for a strat 4 on NAS for the rest of the day. You pretty much need to just go ahead and maybe chill with some bag entries on that. My thoughts anyway. My thoughts. Be nice if I get a bag. Now I got that zone up here. There you go. Give me a bag on this. Yeah. Build that zone up. There you go. That's beautiful. Give me a bag. Let me make sure I throw my 200 EMA on here. Yeah, that's beautiful. Come on, turn around. That's going to be nice. Let me get myself set up. 0.01. There we go. All right, so answered you, Julian. And then let me go back to Anonymous real quick. You right, AIRO NAS will humble you, especially if you ain't got the account balance for it. Can I explain why I didn't take that trade again on AUD/USD? Because I didn't have a bounce on my chart. That's why. If you don't have a bounce, don't take that trade. Follow the rules. So it was an M15. I don't have a bounce. See? So it stops right here. The zone right here. I don't have a zone here. It hasn't. If there is a zone, it has not appeared on my chart yet. I cannot trade anything and hope that there's a zone appears. I've done that before on this call, and it came back against me. So y'all will see, if I don't have no bounce, I'm not taking that trade. But that's on my chart. Your chart might look different because we all are on different brokers, and these candles are formed based upon different brokers' price quotes. Okay, so you might have a zone, and if you do have a zone and it follows all the rules, go for it. I just couldn't do it on mine. That's why I'm a little upset about it, but not too upset, which is why I mentioned earlier. Remember how I said if I would have got an up arrow on S&P, I would have been mad because I didn't have no zone at the time. Now I do. I'll be perfectly happy with this S&P arrow that's getting ready to come. That's what I'm going to look at. And if I'm looking at it, see, I was messing around right now. Stop market is playing. Don't go too high. But let me see. To the high of the day, it's about 30 pips. Maybe might be able to catch 20, maybe 25, depending on where this thing stops. I definitely know it's going to go to it's going to go to the high of the day, but it might create a new one. I kind of don't want it to just yet. I kind of want it to just stop where it's at so we can get an alert and hop in this thing. Okay. So let's see here. All right, good. Oh, so answer tips. First time trader, babypips.com. Excellent, excellent website for as a resource. That's what I use. That's what I learned from. Oh, come on, S&P. Don't do this to me, because if you make the new high, you're going to pull back. Don't do that. Oh, that is a bullish. Okay, yeah. Wick out. Sorry, I talk to my trades as I'm looking at the chart. Yeah, babypips.com is an excellent free resource about learning about trading, candlestick formation. There's the Candlestick Bible. That's also a great resource. AIRO has videos already in the back office that teaches you the trading system. And one of the, oh goodness, sorry, I keep stopping because I'm looking at the chart too. Man, no, don't do that. If you gonna make the new high, darn it. That is a strong move. I don't like that. If we get an up arrow on that, I don't know if I like that one. That move is a bit strong. What else? Yeah, if you watch the AIRO videos, they teach you everything. I mean, anything about support and resistance and trends, AIRO will do that for you. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there. Channel, of course, Nate's channel. He got a channel on YouTube that you can catch some things on. I watch ICT, Inner Circle Trader as well. Bobby Will, Cash Flow and Chill. I watch his channel for sure. I love his technical analysis. And then of course Jeremy Cash, Pipology, as you guys can tell. But those are a lot of the videos that I watch. But Inner Circle Traders is one of the main ones for sure. But definitely take your time. Take your time with trading is what I would say. It's gonna be here, but develop the skill first. Develop the skill. The proverb that I always go off of is that you can somebody could show you trading and like you could just kind of copy and take the trades from them and you could just be eating for that day. The fish proverb is what I'm going with. Give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day, but if you teach a man a fish, he'll be able to eat for life. Learning the skill of manual trading will allow you to eat for life. You'll be able to trade and generate an income for life. You go ahead and utilize that and you can just expound upon it. So hopefully that helps answer your question about tips for first-time trader. The Candlestick Bible, babypips.com, excellent resources. Let me see here. No, I'm not using the Hawkeyes candles. I'm just using regular candlesticks. They just came out this way because of Nate's AIRO template with just the red and green. That's all it is. Let me see. You got your tartar sauce ready. I know that's right, Sandy. I know that's right. And by the way, I'm not jumping in on S&P because I don't like any of the candlestick formations that are occurring right now. I would have been able to try and jump in off of, say, like an engulfing candle or something like that. I don't see nothing like that happening right now. And I get a lot of wicks. I got too many wicks happening here. I don't see strength yet as a decision on which way it wants to go. Excuse me. So it would have been nice if we got an up arrow alert, but it might be just continuing to take off, but I don't have a candlestick formation that I personally would have jumped in on. So, and this is not a railroad, by the way, either. So this is not a good candlestick formation as far as I'm concerned either. I was just looking. But anyway, and it's going to take off. Man, I feel like this thing is going to come up here and pull back and come back down and touch the support again. So please do that so I can jump in this trade. I've been waiting on S&P. How do you change the color of the horizontal line? Oh, you know what? When you put it in there, Let me go back to the M15 where it's at. When you put it on, just double click on it, right click, and it's horizontal line properties. Once you click on that, you can change the type of line it is here, and then you can also change the thickness of it here. Okay. And let's see here. What is the red trend line, moving average? Oh, no problem, no problem, Daniela. You good, you good. The red line that I have on my screen is the 200 EMA, 200 exponential moving average. And that is, I put that on my chart for a multitude of reasons. S&P, why are you doing this to me? That move is very powerful. That is not even engulfing on the M15. What does it look like on the M5? Yep, see, it's making the new high today. Possibly pull back, please, and come back down. Oh yes, so this is the 200 EMA. See how and I have it going across all time frames. And I utilize it because I think of it as like a little magnet. You know, price will come back to that 200, retest it, like touch it, bounce off of it, and go back in the original trend direction as it stays above it. Or if it crosses below and closes below, and it wants to continue a downtrend, it'll just continue falling back down. But since prices remained above the 200 EMA, I'm looking for it to maintain its uptrend status. So this is a retest of the 200 and jumping off. Some people are good at retests. I'm not the best at retests. I'm pretty much a lazy trader now. AIRO has spoiled me. So I take an alert, catch my trade, and get in and get out. That's kind of what I've been doing. But that's what that red line is. I'm using a 200 EMA because that's what Nate uses. He has it in his Strat 9 video. So that's why I use it. But like I said, it's like a magnet. It's like a magnet. And I think every time I've been on one of these calls, you guys might be able to catch the recordings or whenever I'm talking to the squad. I always talk about this 200 EMA. It's like a little magnet. Price will come to that thing, against what you really want it to do sometimes. So that's why that thing is a beautiful thing. I know some people use and I've always used EMAs. Aha, see, that thing made a new high today. And an AUD took off on that second arrow. Is that what that thing did? Let's see. Yeah, now you got that second arrow, and I still don't have a zone. Oh, gosh. If y'all trade what you see. If y'all got a zone, go ahead and take y'all trade. But I don't have one, darn it. I'm feeling salty. See, this is why I probably gonna stay on my H1 because I don't be feeling mad on my H1 trades. I don't get upset. I see my zones. I can take my trade and go about my business. When I come down here to these lower time frames, it be like, do I have a zone? Do I not have a zone? I gotta figure it out. Then I'll be feeling salty when the price does go in the direction I want to go, but I ain't got no trade. I mean, because I ain't got no zone. But on the H1, it'd be gravy. By the way, I trade off of the H1. That's what I normally do. Oh, thanks, Anonymous. I appreciate that. Red news coming. Oh, good. What news we got? Is it on USD pairs? Let me know. I didn't even check the news today. That's how bad I am. Oh, you're welcome, Daniela. Let's see here. Shay, do you use daily charts and what strategy do you use? I do use the daily charts. Oh, S&P done took off for the stratosphere. What are we looking at? 4083 is my breakout, right? 4083. Sorry, Shay, I'm gonna get to that question for a second. Yep, we close. We about 50 pips away from it. We close. See, we had a 15-minute arrow going up, but shoot, that's a bounce. Pull back, arrow, go. But this is getting strong. Getting to that breakout. I want you to be on this. I want you to pull back for me, but he might not do it. And I don't have a formation that I'm looking at that I would have taken that run, honestly. but that's just me. Oh, but Shay, you was asking about I'm sorry, darling, I missed your question. Let me go back. Where is it at? Oh yeah, do I use the daily time frame? I do. I use Fibonacci on it. I use Fibonacci on the daily time frame. I don't use AIRO in the sense of the alerts, even though they're fire, because the daily alert on gold off of AIRO told everybody when the drop was happening. So that was actually interesting to see. But usually if I'm on the daily, I throw Fibonacci on there and I'm watching the trend, the pullback, and then trade off of based off of Fibonacci off the daily chart. That's lovely. And but then that's a trade that I'm holding for like a week, like the whole week. So that's what I do though. Let's see here. Hey Paul, what days do I have this live? I'm only on this call from on Tuesdays. That's the only time I could dedicate, well, volunteer for. So hopefully, if I am able to do more time, I will. But I got to trade too. Make my own money too now. So if I a lot of times I don't catch trades on this call with you guys because either the move has already happened or I've already been in my trades from Monday. See, Sunday night and Monday are beautiful days for me on trades, especially off of the H1. Ooh, look at that. Formed that high today and it's pulling back. Come on, S&P. Do what you need to do. Pull back. Let me see here. I'm gonna go back to the Q&A real quick. So if I trade in the U.S. market times, do I just concentrate on the USD, CAD, gold pairs, and New York session? Yep. And have those on your AIRO dashboard? I have everything on my dashboard, but during New York session, that's what I'll concentrate on. This is why. I threw everything on my dashboard because each of these time frames has a recommended take profit and a recommended stop loss. So I don't want to ignore money. I'm glad that the dashboard came out because it allows me to trade pairs I don't normally trade. I think it was last week I was in a trade on Chef Yen right here. Matter of fact, I was in that trade. What was it, H1 last week? Cause something like that. I'm trying to show y'all something. I can't remember where it was now. Dang it. I think I was in this one right here or something like that. But anyway, I had it on another call. I was already in that trade from the dashboard alert. And that's a pair I don't even trade. Like I ignore that consistently. But the H1 alert came, or was it H4? Either or came, and I was like, oh, and it was 50 pips to the zone. I took the trade. I took two of them last week on pairs I don't even normally trade at all. I think the other one was NZDJPY. Same thing. I was on a call last Wednesday and I was like 70 pips up. That was an H4 trade that I was in. And I might have these pairs reversed. So my bad. But there was an H4 trade going up. Both of them was going up. One was off the H1, took a 50 pip dip. Other one was off of the H4, set the take profit for 100 pips. It didn't reach the 100 pips, and I got impatient. So I took partial profit at 70 pips, and then it pulled back, and then I just got out when it came back down 30 pips. All in all, that still was like an 80 to 90 pip move that I did off of two trades, off of AIRO, off of pairs. I don't even trade. And y'all already know I only go for like 75 pips minimum in a week, and I'm done for the week. So I made my quota last week. And then I did extra stuff too, but I'm just saying. So yeah, to answer that was the longest answer to your question, Sandy. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, I trade anything on here now. I mentioned, how do I open that 200 EMA? You just throw the 200 on your chart like anything else. So here you go. What you do, you go to insert indicators because it's an indicator. Now mine says moving average already up here because it's a constant with me. But you go to a trend because a moving average is a trend indicator, and you go to moving average. Once you click on it, your period is 200. The shift is 0. You're not shifting. The MA method, moving average method, is exponential instead of simple or smooth or linear weighted. Exponential always apply to the close, meaning the close of the candles, and then set your color, your line variation, and how thick, and hit OK. That's how you get that 200 on there. And that 200 is beautiful. Now, however, I think I might be answering your question as to why it doesn't stay if you use the dashboard. And here's why. When you're on the dashboard, Where's my EA? There you go. Properties. When you're on your dashboard, the template for new chart says AIRO. That was in the setup, correct? The reason why you can put AIRO here is because it falls into these templates. Here, these are all templates that's saved in the MT4 data folder. Okay, the data folder is here. This is blocked off to us. We do not have access to this. So anything that you see here are default MT4 data folders, or developers have access to it. That's how that blackout and this AIRO template are there. But when you want to add your 200 EMA, as you see in my screen here, you cannot save a template and add it to your AIRO dashboard, because the AIRO dashboard is only looking for templates that are stored in the MT4 data folder, of which we do not have access to. So if you want to keep the 200 on there, every time you open up a new chart, you're going to have to load your template in there, or just throw the 200 on there yourself. Dang nabbit, S&P. Ah, darn it. And I bet you somebody's going to be like, well, I took those rejections off the 200 and I got into the trade. Goody for y'all. That's just not what I could do. I'm not good at that. So I'm not going to sit up here and try and take a trade I ain't good at. But anyway, we're close to that breakout, close to the breakout. All right, so yeah, so that's how you do the 200. And you're saying your moving average 200 is in a different position than yours? It depends on your time frame. What time frame you on? Look at that beautiful move, man. That is a beautiful move. That move is strong. It's getting ready to ding. 4081. That's almost 10 o'clock. Look at that beautiful new high. See, even on the M15, that was not an engulfing. I don't even know if you can call that a doji. Maybe you could here. No, that's not, because it needs to be like a cross. This candle, this is a beautiful move. You are about to hit my breakout. Go down to the M5. Zoom out. Okay. Here's my line. I'll even change the color so that you can see it, because the red ask is in the way. So let me do this. Color blue. Make it thick so we can see it. Boom. There we go. Clearly. Clearly. We'll see that 5-minute candle, see what it do. This might be real quick, honestly. I just want to see if it go ahead and take this trade. Can I get 10 pips off this thing or something? This zone is in my way, though. It's in my way. You know what? Let me see. I feel like I could draw a fib on here. Let me draw my Fibonacci, see what this do. Right here. Right here. It pulled back. Hit 61.8. And then it took off. Okay. All right. So I know I'm talking to myself, y'all, but I got to look at stuff while I'm trading with y'all. This is how I trade. So I talk to myself and I'm talking to the chart because I'm trying to work. I'm working through what I'm seeing. That's what I do. Okay. So what I saw here was I saw that big, strong move, right? And S&P is a sweetheart of an index once you get used to it. It's going to pull back. That's a really strong move. And ooh, look at how beautiful that is. That it touched my line of the previous day's money zone, exhausted itself, and pulled back. That's interesting. When you see things like that, that just shows you how AIRO he set up the money zone, the 12-hour period, for a reason. You know, and when you see things like this, it starts to dawn on you how powerful that information is. Now we gotta, y'all hear that noise? That's my alert going off. It's gonna go off again. Maybe. I don't even know how many iterations I have. There you go. And I need it to close. Where's my alerts so I can turn it off? I don't want to hear it anymore. Alerts. See how it's highlighted right here? and it's done it 3 times, and you have 5 every 10 seconds. So that's what that means. And so as price is above 4083.20, it's at 4082 right now, as you can see here. That's why it's not ringing anymore. But once it gets above it again, it's going to ring again for a total of 5 times, 2 more times, 10 seconds apart each. See? 4. And then I got one more and it'll stop. And that's okay. But that's how the alerts work. Okay? So hopefully it's going to do it one more time, and then it's going to be done with that. There we go. See? That was the last one. Now, we got 2 minutes left for this candle to close. Ooh, look at that exhaustion. So we got 2 minutes left for this candle to close and see what it does, since we're right at this money zone. And because I'm on a lower balance account, I cannot put it on NAS or US 30. So that's why we got to wait on that. Okay. Let's see here. So let me go through the Q&A real quick. Yeah, Carrie, EMA is a moving average. Yep, absolutely. Exponential moving average. Oh, Jolt job opening in 13 minutes at 10 o'clock. Is that what's going on? Okay. USD pair. Oh, okay. So we can actually wait and see for that 10 o'clock news if it's going to catapult this through that resistance zone. That's what I'm kind of looking at. Let's see here. Let me look at the Q&A. If anything in the chat, just drop it in the Q&A so I can catch it there. I mentioned some pairs have lower pip value. So are there pairs that you avoid taking the time to follow? Yeah, I don't focus on anything that's not S&P, honestly. You see, I only have S&P as the only chart that I'm looking at. That's the only one I'm focused on. So that's why I allow the dashboard to give me anything else that's an opportunity. So I don't have to sit here and look at a chart for them. I mean, Aussie CAD, that is worth less than, if I do a standard on there, that's not worth $10 per standard. It's worth less than that. That's not even going to get my time of day. But Aussie Swiss, yes, it is worth a little bit more than $10 per standard. Aussie Swiss can get my time. However, look at it, how it ranges. Look at how low the pips are, and this is over 10 days. This thing don't move. So when you do get a move, it might not be as profitable as, say, Euro Odd, which does move more, But again, Euro Odd is worth less than $10, on a standard lot. So Euro Odd would normally not, and I just talked about Euro Odd. Isn't that interesting? We on a buy. No, Euro Odd. That was Euro CAD. My bad. Euro CAD is worth less too. Ooh, yeah. See, no. Okay, here's an H1 trade. See, if I would have been paying attention, no, I wouldn't even have taken this trade because these are counter. So what you see here, okay, this second arrow, it's a no-go because first of all, it's H1 trade. You normally would try and catch 50 pips to the next zone. It's already pulling back, okay? And besides, I don't like taking second arrows anyway. I feel the first arrow is good, but zoom out. We're on a downtrend, okay? So I need y'all to peep this. Everything that we see in the day looks like to me are end of retracements and restarts of the original trend. Okay, so Euro CAD had it pulled up to this resistance zone and got stopped, didn't break it. Looks like it's losing steam and it's going to pull back. All right, now let me throw the 200 on there so you can see where the 200 is. All right, look where the 200 is. The AIRO MA is about to cross it. So the AIRO MA crossing it could signify that we're going to continue and it has some pressure to continue it going up. Or, because see, here's the last time the AIRO MA crossed over that 200. Gave you some pressure, and then what you see, all this is coming back down again. It didn't last over it. It came right back down, closed underneath of it again, and then started its downtrend. See, it could be doing the same thing here. Okay? So it could cross over, give it a little bit more oomph to kind of get to this next resist, close past this resistance zone, come up here, then turn around and come back down again. Or it can just start pulling back as it is right now. Now, this is on a downtrend. So, and then it ranged, broke out, did not restart its downtrend, and then pulled back some more. All this tells me is it's pulling back to gain some strength to then push down again. Okay? That's what you're looking for on these. This is a counter trend arrow, so you can't do anything with it, but take the information that the arrow is giving you to be on the lookout for something. So you're going to be looking out for an ECAD down arrow. And it will be better if you let this arrow MA come on up. Let it come on up. Let price drag it up. Let it get rid of this zone for you. Let it bounce off of this one, because guess what? When it bounces off of this one, then you have a lot more pips to go down to this one. That's what you want to look for. Don't think of it as not a trade right now, but let the information absorb so that way, and it can happen this week for sure. It's Tuesday. You got plenty of time. All right, let me go back to my S&P though, y'all. Let me get back to S&P and see what it's doing. Okay, so here's S&P. If y'all have any pairs y'all want me to take a look at, let me know. But I don't see NZD on a NZD M15 alert. I didn't catch that. I didn't get one. Okay, so let me see. I did not get an NZD M15 alert. Oh, now it gives it to me as I click on it. And bounce, arrow, go. We on an uptrend. It's ranging, y'all. Oh, now it gives me a potential. It's only 2-2. I'm not cool with that. It's ranging. It could go either way. Let me make that bigger so I can see it clearly. If you want to take that, you guys go ahead, but I don't like that. Not at all. Let me look at these. Let me see what the trend is. Oh, good gracious. Let me see here. That don't even look right. That don't look right at all. Fix it. H1 is all up in a zone, support zone. Is that what this looks like? Yeah. Oh, goodness. Well, NZD USD looks crazy. That's interesting. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. I got a higher time frame being downtrend. I don't like it. I see H4. We on an uptrend. I don't like it. I see confusion, which is causing this ranging. I mean, I wouldn't take it. That's just not me. I trade with a trend. If I don't have a trend, I'm not taking that trade. Honestly, I need to have some direction. I have nothing convincing me that it's going to continue to go up that way. Like I got M30 look different. Like I said, I just zoomed out. M30 is on a more downtrend than it is up. H1 was looking crazy. H4 is on an uptrend. You know, I got nothing that's really making me feel good about it. Look, it's on the M5. It's sitting at this resistance for a couple of times. So I don't know, Tony. I wouldn't feel good about it, darling. I would take your chance, though. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for looking at the other time frames, though. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Yeah, I know, Tony. My charts is going to look different. Hey, Carlito, how you doing? No, I don't think you need to find a new broker. It's just that we're different. That's all. You still trade what you see. It doesn't mean that it's wrong or anything. I just can't do. I'm not comfortable from what I'm seeing from my broker on my chart. You know, but yeah, trade what you see. Trade what you see, as long as you're following the rules. GU on a counter trend trade on the M15. Okay, then we need to wait for GU to go up. Remember, I want GU to go up. Even if it is counter trend. You know, and I don't have another one, so all I can see is this previous one before. So if you got a new one, you know, I ain't get that on mine yet. Okay, but I'm looking for up. I want it to come up. GU, but I'm gonna tell you though, if I look on the H1, see, look what we're looking at. It's Bouncing off of this, you're going to get an H1 arrow going up. GU, where you ain't got no resistance up here. You ain't got nothing stopping you till up here. Okay? So let's just say, this is what you're looking for this week. Here's the arrow MA. You know you have to cross above that MA in order to get an up arrow alert, right? So let's just say price keeps dragging the arrow MA down, so while it's near the support. But if it happens to come right there, here's where you at to the zone. 77 pips. You only need 50 off of H1. You only need 50 from where the arrow MA is right now. And it's going to continue to drag a little bit. So GU's looking nice this week for, M15 trade, H1 trade. And then if you want to take off, let it take off. And this is what you're looking at too. This is GU. That beautiful, strong uptrend that it did a couple weeks ago, right? And it pulled back. And it's kind of trying to restart, and it's just all this is just one nice long retracement, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The uptrend is ranging right now, and it's trying to break out. It's trying to figure out which way it wants to go. Higher daily time frame tell me GU is on an uptrend. Look at where GU is on the daily, sitting right at this support. So I'm fairly confident in GU doing some going up. Okay. I don't know when it's going to hit this. It hit this resistance zone 3 times. One, a couple of times, more than 3. But it might come up. So this resistance zone is kind of hard. It's going to be some strength behind GU to actually break that. Okay. But it's getting there. It's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. It might just do that. So I'm going to be chilling on GU right now. But I like it. And when GU's making that kind of move, best believe the other ones are getting ready to follow. GJ probably be getting ready to do the same thing. See, it done melted out of the sky. And let's see what it does here. I'm looking at GJ for a second. You're on that uptrend. Let that thing continue to melt. Look at what it looks like on H1. Let it continue to melt. Look at how clean GJ moves, though. That's why I think a lot of people like the dragon. Look at how clean it moves and for how long it moves. This is a beautiful pair to draw Fibonacci on. Beautiful pair. Here's Fib right here, right now. Last time price closed below the arrow MA. And this is Strat 4 I'm talking about off of the H1. Excuse me, not Strat 4, Strat 8. Low, wick, high point up here. Okay? Beautiful uptrend. Let it pull on back. It's going to continue to pull back because look at where it retraced to, 23.6. It's not done. Okay, it ain't done. I don't consider 23.6 a valid pullback. It needs to keep going. 38.2, then we can talk. And look at where this support zone is. Let it come all the way down to this support. Turn around and go back up again. Okay, and then what you could do is look for candlestick formations to get in off of that support zone. GJ is beautiful. I love that pair. It's not my favorite, but I love it. So let me go back to that S&P. Now S&P, see what happened? He had that breakout. Here's your candle breakout, right? And then the next candle, it's right up in the zone, so you can't take the trade. We needed it to bust through that, okay? And it didn't do it, but it's pulling back now. So let it pull back and then let it do what it wants to do. So S&P, we might be waiting on it for a while. But here's the other thing I wanted to tell y'all about S&P. I don't have it on here, so I'm gonna add it on here. This is my Fibonacci drawing. All right, you don't have to worry about Fibonacci if it's not for you. But I tell you right now, everybody that I have taught Fibonacci, if you're on this call, drop it in there and let them know how you feel about Fibonacci now after I taught it to you. If you're on the call, I don't remember who's on this call or not. But let me see here. I'm going to add negative 0.618 because I want to show y'all something. Negative 61.8. There we go. Boom. There we go. I want y'all to understand it. Did y'all drop that in the chat? I'm just going to see. Let me see if y'all drop that in the chat. Yup. Y'all know y'all love them fibs. Fibs is life. Fibs is life. I'm telling y'all, don't let the lines intimidate you. I literally just learned fib in October, right? One of the guys off of the Hawkeye session, Al, he taught it to me. We were messing with S&P off of the M1, doing fibs off the M1. He actually showed me the expansion tool. I then took what he learned, because I take things that people tell me, mix it up in my brain, and then spit it out in a strategy that works for me. And I use the retracement tool, and I trade with nothing but the retracement tool on my charts now. That's what you see here. But it works on any time frame. But this is what I want to show you with S&P as to why it did what it did right here, okay? And why I was not gung-ho to jump into that trade with that resistance zone there too. So I drew my fib. The lowest point price closed below the AIRO MA. To the highest point, it closed above the AIRO MA before it closed again. With that said, close below, highest point, close below. Okay, lowest point again, and then it took off. What I did was I measured this move, because I remember I said this was a very strong move. So those things are hints to me. As I get this movement and it pulled back, I see that it pulled back and had all these touches on a 61.8. Valid retracement, 61.8 golden ratio. Okay? Valid touches. Then price took off from it. All those bounces and it took off. You know, you could have probably got in there actually based off of the fib, and I missed that, but I ain't draw my fib at the time. And I normally don't do it off of the M5. But what I want you to see is Nate teaches you that price will go to its inverse. All right? From where it retraced back. What that means is, yeah, I'm throwing math at you guys. Inverse, fractions and all that. Positive, negative. There you go. 61.8. The inverse of this is negative 61.8. Price will always go back to its inverse. What did it do? Went back to 61.8, right where this resistance zone is, and it started to pull back again. Every time. So that's why it kind of stalled itself. So now what do? You wait for price to close below the AIRO MA again. Wait for it to close below the AIRO MA again. And then you redraw your fib. You move it. This is not valid. This is not a valid fib until price comes down and closes below this MA again. All right, but so far, you can kind of see what it's doing. So see how it's kind of bouncing around 23.6 for this move? Then it probably going to keep going again. But that's how I utilize fib, and that's off of the M5. And that's because I saw this strong move. I said, oh, okay. That's a move that fibs work when it's a trending asset. Okay? So that's your Fibonacci trade for the teaching for the day. All right, so while we waiting for alerts, GU and everything, ECAD, all retracements are happening. So this is good. I feel like this Tuesday call is me telling y'all what's retracing and what's starting to trend again. That's what I feel like every Tuesday we come on here. Let's see. Let me go on the Q&A and see what y'all got. Hey, Jayani. Hopefully I pronounced your name right. I'm sorry, darling. If I didn't, I do not mean to disrespect. And I'm like half hour behind on questions. So let me try and see if I can catch these up. Will adding additional EMAs while using affect the charts like the 20 and 50? Nope. You can add as many as you want, darling. Go for it. The dashboard is supposed to absorb a lot of those resources, so you should be good. The 200 EMA doesn't look like mine because I show how I input it, so you're clear. Carrie, hopefully, let me know if I didn't answer your question earlier. Because like I said, a 200 EMA could be different just based on our different brokers. I'm on Envy right now, and I'm on Live. So it could be just different with price quoting, but let me know if in another Q&A chat question if it didn't answer you earlier. Daniel, so you just came on board. Yay, Black Squad. And pretty excited about AIRO. Can you walk us through how to set up the volatility on your VPS chart, please? Sure. You know what, really quickly what it is that since I'm not using this to trade, I just used it to house the dashboard. all you would do is go to any pair in your market watch. This is your market watch button. Any pair in your market watch that you don't trade, you would just go ahead and highlight it. Well, VIX chart window, bring a new chart over, go through the same steps to load the dashboard. And there you go. And I just did it twice so that I can have the dashboard broken up so I can see everything. Because if I put too many pairs, it starts to extend and I ain't want to go through all that scrolling and whatnot. So I was trying to make it easy on myself. So hopefully that helps. Yep, I am a full-time trader. Well, full-time meaning that's where I make my majority of my income off of, yes. But I don't trade full-time. I'm not on these charts 40 hours a week or nothing like that. No, 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 no. I usually take 1 to 2 trades in a week and I'm done. Monday, I missed the S&P breakout that y'all see. I missed that yesterday. I was mad because that was literally 75 to 150 pips yesterday. I just showed y'all 300 pip move. So I'm mad about that. But so yeah, that's why I'm looking for a trade today because I really want to take some trades and see what it does. See, it's hanging around. It don't know what it want to do, but that's all right. And I'm only on S&P on this one because of this account that I'm running it on is lower. But I'm probably going to use my other accounts later to catch these hour trades. I'm telling y'all about GU and ECAD and them going with the trend. That's what I'm waiting for. So if those things happen tomorrow, I'm on them. I love H1 trades, H1 alerts. That's bag entry. That's all I'm doing. So, Romero, hopefully I answered your question on how to do the multiple dashboards. If not, drop them in the chat. Not the chat, the Q&A. Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate that. Sometimes I feel like I be long-winded, but I do mean well. I do mean well when how do I add that pair to my chart? Hopefully, Shay, I answered that question. If not, go ahead and drop it in the Q&A. How was I able to tell how many minutes left are left with the candle closing? You actually could see it right here. Here's your candle countdown timer right here. If as you see where I'm talking about under the time frames on your dashboard, you can see that. But then I was looking at my time on my computer, and I was like, oh, like it's 10:19 now. Okay, so the 5-minute candle, I'm gonna get a new 5-minute candle at 10:20. That's kind of what I was doing too. But you got this dashboard right here is giving you a countdown. Once it changes again. Okay. You could keep an eye on it so you could see it actually move. Hey, what is EOS USD? What is that? Is that a crypto, Shay? Let me know. It sounds like it is. It sounds like I actually own some. I can't remember though. Let me know. Let's see. Can we keep it on S&P resisting? Okay, yeah. So we already talked about S&P. Okay, Carlito, the GJ fall and gold today. Cool, nice. Pip catching is always a beautiful thing. Tony, you are doing great, girl. Especially after our talks. I love it. So when my alert goes off on all time frames to make sure that they're all going in the same direction before you take the trade. Hey, Regina, darling. I am just making sure that it's following the trend. I personally don't trade against the trend. I have not been successful at trading against the trend. That is one of my weaknesses. So that's why I typically will say no on a trade if it's not going with the trend. I typically stay within the rules of AIRO. So the only counter trend strategy that's available is Strat 6, Strat 9. I think you can take counter trend trades with that, but I am still studying Strat 9 because 7, 9, and 10 all go together. So that takes some time for me to actually study those, as I was thinking it was just a once-off, but Nate corrected me on one of the calls, and I said, oh, that just turned on a light bulb for me. I actually need to study it, and so before I can even come to y'all about Strat 9 or 10 now, I need to at least do 100 to 150 trades myself before I can be confident in speaking on those again. But as far as counter trends are concerned, is what I'm looking at. You gonna tell me, Shay? Hey, Willie, how are you? I use Envy FX right now. That's what I'm using. I've used CoinX. I've used Hanko Trade, Nash Markets, LCMFX, Hugo's Way. I've used all of them. all for different reasons. LMFX, by the way, LMFX, it was that was the only broker that I could find that let me trade sugar. I said, I like that. So I have a bunch of different accounts with a bunch of different brokers. It just depends on what asset I feel like trading or what I hear is going on. Yeah, Carrie, you need to come on here and join the Fib Squad. Come on, Daniela. Y'all got to come over here and join this Fib Squad. We got you. You can use the default values for the fib if you want to. Otherwise, I would suggest for those of you guys who want to learn the fib is watch Strategy 8 video. Watch that Strat 8 video. And after you're done with it, if you have any further questions, then you can go ahead and talk about it. We could talk about it in the AIRO bag chat, whatever y'all want to do. But Strat 8 video is the strategy of fib. I mean, they be talking about it and I don't really like saying anything, but I mean, I did create that strategy. So that's why I love that thing. Fib is my life. I love it. So yes, on the Strat 8 video, Nate does have specific fib settings, but really he just rounded the numbers. So you could either use the default if you want to. The more lines, the merrier. Exactly. Or you could just use the ones that he has. Oh, it is a crypto. Thank you, EOS. I think I got some crypto of that in my Coinbase. So let me go take a look at EOS if I can. I should be able to because Envy has a bunch of cryptos. You know what? I do have Amazon here too. Can I just take a little peek at Amazon real quick, you guys? Let me just take a little looky loo. Let me take a little peek. I'm way past market open, so I'm probably missed whatever breakout there. Oh yeah, I did. I missed whatever breakout that thing did. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Oh, you Amazon, you. Okay, by the way, this is Amazon. All right, so you see the money zone is shorter because these period separators is the market open. Okay, and I'm on the H1 on this one. I need to be on the M15. What am I doing? Yeah, there we go. Ooh, market open did the breakout. See, I'm doing strat 4 money zone breakout on it stocks as well. And this is for you, Sandy, because I know you were waiting patiently. But before I get to that EOS, this is stocks. So this is yesterday, Monday. Here's Friday's money zone. Mark it off. New candle, first candle that closes in the new money zone. Next candle, take the trade. Boom, Amazon. Gone. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Zoom out. Same thing. We on an uptrend on Amazon, so you can actually do bounce arrow go on Amazon. It's right here. It's right here. Not this one because it happened at the end of the day, and then you might have a gap on stock market open. So I don't. There's a way to trade gaps, but I ain't gonna really go through it. But what you can see though is this arrow bounce. Here's a bounce from a zone. Here's a bounce from a zone. Arrow go. Catch your pips on the next trade. Next candle, I mean. Right here. Boom. Yeah, that middle number right there, y'all see that? 157.5 pips. Yup. Amazon. Now, you're going to be like, well, what do I need? Treat it like an index. That's going to be the easiest way I'm going to tell you. And on Amazon, I would say treat it like it moves faster than S&P. I would say treat it like NAS. Treat it like NASDAQ. It's not as volatile as US 30, even though I believe Amazon is in the US 30 index, but not as volatile. But treat it like NASDAQ. So capital-wise and everything, still do a 0.01. That's $13 move. So I feel like, you could probably get in there, but that's a bounce arrow go. But here's the money zone breakout. Same thing. See, I'm using strat 1 for stocks, strat 4 for stocks. What I'm showing you guys, arrow can be applied on anything that has a chart. Stocks included, cryptos included. Okay, you could practice this for sure. You only got to do it during New York session. So that's kind of what I was trying to get the dashboard to do, is get the dashboard set up. So for those of us that's on New York session and this is all we could trade, we could start to maybe direct our attention more to stocks. Okay, that's why I'm on S&P, by the way, too, for you guys, because I'm trying to catch these index moving here. But that was my Amazon pick. I'll leave it there because I see the chat blowing up on Amazon. So give me a second. Let me go to EOS for Shay and see what's up there. And let me know, Shay, what it is that you're looking for off of the M15. Let me know. Let me see here. This is my template for that. And I think I saw, so this is EOS off the H1. Here it is. Oh, great. See if my template gonna work here. There we go. Well, that's going down. If you were talking about the M15, we're on an uptrend, so that's a no, because it's going down. So we want to look for up arrows. If you want an M5, again, that's all going down. Let's see what it's on the M5. You still on up, so you want to look for up on EOS. Okay, any up arrows on EOS is what you're looking for. Okay, hopefully I answered your question, Shay. Let's see. Let me see. What Hawkeye session was that? And oh no, that was just something personal between me and Al. When we were working together on a trade when he taught me Fibonacci. I don't believe he did it on any particular session that was recording, but I believe I do have some Fibonacci videos on my YouTube channel. I believe I have like 2 or 3. So you guys might be able to take a look at that and see. I might just do a whole brand new one. No, you didn't miss very much, Willie. Not very much today. It looked like we was catching retracements, today. Like not catching it like the pips, but just looking to see that a lot of the pairs are on retracement right now. So it mostly will not be today that the trades will take place. They'll probably be tomorrow. So that's what we're looking at. Look at that. It broke out and it took off. Dang it. Where are you at here? And I ain't got nothing bothering me. Let me see where you at on the M15. So this would be the first M15 candle that closes. Let's see here. All them retracements and pullbacks. I'm gonna have to see what S&P is doing there. All right. When Amazon is pulling back too. So maybe we might be having some pullbacks happening here. Let me move this up. Up there. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Oh, okay, cool. All right, cool. I trade any of the pairs, Edwin, any of them. But I particularly stick with S&P. That's my favorite. Yeah, I see the zone disappeared on S&P now. Thank you, Arminta. So that would be nice. This thing got rid of that zone. That's nice. And it's pulling back now. So that'd be nice. But it's just a setup. Sometimes you got to wait for the right setup. I am anyway. So I trade differently than other people. So I'm not going to take a trade that I'm not comfortable with on this call. And so I could be waiting all day for a setup, but I don't care. I'll just wait all day. Yes, there are sweet trades on sugar. LMFX is the only broker I was able to find that I like that trade lets me trade sugar. So let's see. Here's the bag strategy. Best time frame to trade on the H1. You know what, Renita? And hopefully I pronounced your name right. I personally like it more on the H1. Me personally. That's just my opinion. I mean, Nate created it and he uses it off of the M15, but I personally like it off of the H1 only because, and everybody who asked me that question, again, if you're on this call and you switch to the H1 after we had a chat, let them know how you feel about it. But I personally love the H1 as long as it's following the trend. That's what I like about it because I like to set it and forget it. I don't like sitting on a chart all day. I don't like sitting on a chart and watching for a trade. I'm doing it here with you guys to be able to talk and discuss and, be able to just communicate with you guys on things that I'm seeing, but as you can see, we've been on this call for a whole hour and a half and I haven't taken a trade because there ain't no setups that I'm comfortable with taking, But we also are on lower time frames. The higher time frames haven't really done what they needed to do yet, it looks like. I'm not seeing. See, we got this H4 on this USDJPY. It's a counter trend, so I can't take that trade because it's counter to the trend that I'm looking for. I would prefer an H4 trade going up. And then you got to think about it too. On the H1, take profit is 50 pips. And I only go for 75 to 150 in a week. So if I can catch 3 GBP trades, because y'all know these GBP pairs correlate to one another, and when one moves, 3 of them move. I can catch 3 H1 GBP trades. That's 150 pips right there, right? I don't need to be on the N15 for that. I'll just wait for an alert. That's why I had just these 3 time frames. I'm just looking for alerts. And then on the H4, those are 100 pip trades when it's following the trend, right? So again, I'll wait for one H4 alert all week to catch my 100 pips. Last week it was 70. That's still enough. You don't need to trade every day. You just got to wait for the right setups. But if you just want to go ahead and pip and dip, then yeah, you can stay on the charts and watch it. That's fine. But ain't nothing wrong with that. I used to scalp a lot. That I got busy and I had to switch my trading to accommodate, longer other things. So that's why I really migrated to the H1. And it was also for everybody who worked 9 to 5s and they have a hard time catching sessions. I suggested the H1 and they seem to be doing a lot better. Do I just go for 0.01 lot on stocks? Yep, I do when it's on a small account. When do I feel like I made it as a trader? When did I feel like that? Oh man, when I stopped losing. When I stopped losing, for sure. When I stopped blowing accounts, and when I disciplined myself, and I followed my trading plan, and when I could tell you, when I followed my plan and I made my goal, meaning the end goal, I compounded my account following my trading plan, and I met my goal. That's when that's how I knew I made it as a trader. I was able to maintain the practice of proper risk management. I was maintaining consistent profit, and I was sticking to the amount of pips and the assets that I was trading. When I was able to consistently do that and I met my compound goal and I did it in 4 months, I knew I made it. And then I just grew from there. And like I said, I use a lot of software too. I'm a lazy trader first and foremost, y'all. So some people be talking about other things like, gap trading, and people be talking about like MACD and other indicators that I don't use. By the way, you do not see RSI on my charts for a reason. Everybody that know me know I can't stand that indicator, But there's other people who are very successful with it. It's just all it depends on the style trader you are too. So my style might not be comparable to others here, but I could just give you information that I see and what I know and based on how I trade. Yeah. It's not that much. It wasn't much of a big run that S&P just did. I mean, from that support zone to the high of the day, that was a big run. But from the break, that wasn't really a huge run. It's like maybe 20 pips, 30 pips. Yeah. So, but it's good though, because it's pulling back. This is what you want to see. You want to see pullbacks and get in and jump back in again. So yeah. But I'm liking it that y'all like this money zone breakout though. So I'm seeing that y'all gonna be practicing this. And by the way, it's fire at the beginning of the money zone. So if you guys can stay up and catch the beginning of the money zone off of these indices, it's fire. I just can't do it because I be asleep. But I'm not going to, stop y'all from catching y'all bag. I'm going to tell you what I see when I go in the charts and I see it happening. So y'all might want to take a look at these indices at the beginning of the money zone and try and catch that strat for a breakout. So Sandy, I think I answered your question. I think I'm like 10 minutes behind on questions. But about changing it to blue, the line, let me know if it's not, then I'll answer it. Let me see here. You can find me on IG, my Instagram is different. Here, it's a little different. Here, Jack Pen 2002 AP. And then YouTube is just the Jack Pen 2002. So you can find that user there. Boom. There you go. And GU's getting close. Nice, David. Nice. Let me see. Let's take a looky loo. Let's see a little looky loo on. I'm saying looky loo. Sorry, y'all, because one of my friends, Lex, he says that all the time, so it's stuck in my head now. Every time he says it, little looky loo. Yeah, it's getting close, and I gotta bounce, y'all. I'm getting excited. Let me see if I can get the trade. And it's like more than 20 pips to the zone. Woo! Come on, GU. Make it happen. Does the course teach us about S&P? No, it doesn't, Shay. The AIRO video courses are specifically about currency pairs. Anything outside of the currency pairs, S&P, gold, and all that, that is just us utilizing AIRO on things outside of Forex pairs, currency pairs. It just means that you can still use AIRO on them, but honestly, you would need to practice and develop your skill in trading those and applying the rules to them so that you get used to them. And you said AUDJPY. Let me see. I ain't got no zone to bounce off of it, so I can't do nothing on AUDJPY. If you got a zone when it pairs, you can go for it, but I ain't got it, unfortunately. All right, let's see here. Sorry, Willie. Let's see here. When I say I'm looking for a setup, what is it that I'm waiting for? What do I want to see? Okay. So, like on first off setup is an error alert. Honestly, that's really what I'm waiting for. Give me an error alert and I'm good, right? The next thing though is if I'm sitting here looking at a chart, like I'm sitting here looking at S&P right now, a couple of things I need to see happen to set this up for a trade that I would normally take. First and foremost is I would need price to come and close below this AIRO MA here. I need it to come back down because that's a setup that I look for each and every time. Why? Because I mentioned Fibonacci. I trade with Fibonacci. This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this move to be measured, but I cannot measure this move yet until price closes below this AIRO MA. Once it does that, part of my setup is complete. Now, once it closes below this AIRO MA, I then need to watch and see how far back has price completed its retracement. So what it needs to do is it needs to keep pulling back. Okay, it needs to keep pulling back, close below this MA, and let's say it stays right around here, and then it wants to restart its trend. I'm going to be looking for a candlestick formation or an up arrow alert that will tell me to get into this trade again. That's what I'm looking for this setup. Okay, candlestick formation, and I'm really good about catching engulfing candles or railway track candlestick formation. I ain't so hot on the whole hammers and whatnot. Okay, that's just me. I know people are gonna be like, well, hammers are easy to see. Well, not for me. Okay, it's just everybody got their weaknesses. That's mine. So that's what I'm looking for on this. Once it pulls back, closes below, I'm gonna see how far back it pulled on the retracement. 50, 61.8, don't matter. Going to look for the rejections off of that line. Going to look for a candlestick formation, bullish formation to help me get back in, catch the trade going back up. It would be nice if an arrow alert does it for me. If not, I got to sit here and look at the chart and wait for the candlestick formation. That's what I'm looking for a setup. And other than that, that's really the only setup I look for because I only trade with Fibonacci. I kind of got other things out of my mind, and I just do bag entry alerts or Fibonacci. That's pretty much it. Let's see here. Hopefully that answers your question. Let's see here. Omar, you want me to look at EG? What's up with EG? John, don't be mad at me just because I don't like the RSI. It's not my fault. It hasn't been good to me. I don't like it. EG. If you're talking about EG, what we looking at? I don't see nothing going on with EG right now. If you're talking about H1, I don't see nothing going on there either. So if you guys want me to look at a pair, let me know the time frame and what strategy you looking at. EG's on a downtrend. We just waiting for the retracement to happen. That's all we waiting for. We need the retracement to happen. This like might be a good setup here though for a downtrend. See, this is 100% retracement. So let's go here. It's my high. Here is my low. Here is a downtrend Fibonacci drawing. Here is the pullback to the 50%. Okay, here's a setup off of the H1. All right, 50%. It's just touching it, just touching it. All right, it ain't really touch it yet on mine. It might, but what I'm looking for right now is a value retracement because it pulled back to this 38.2. Okay, then it had a couple of rejections and then it went back up again. Okay, so now we just waiting. All I'm waiting for is now a candlestick formation. I'm looking for a candlestick formation, bearish, because we're on a downtrend. And I'm looking for a candlestick formation to see when I can hop into this trade again. I'm not going to get a down arrow on this because look at where the arrow MA is. It's right here. In order for price to come all the way down here and give me a down arrow, it's going to be too close to the support zone. So in this instance, I am going to have to sit on the chart and look for a candlestick formation, bearish, that'll get me in before the arrow alert. And then if I get in and the arrow alert appears, I can just take another position. That's what I'm looking for. So that's what EG is all about right now. Hopefully that helps that answer that question. Hey Trey, how oil been treating me? You know what? I have not been on oil for a minute and I need to get back to it. That's why I threw it on the dashboard. Oil's been on a great move. Right here's oil on the M15. So yeah, I trade oil as well. So oil's been on a good move. I zoomed out 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So oil's on a downtrend right now, right? So it did this downtrend move and then it's pulled back. So it's going to restart its downtrend again. But I got this nasty support zone in my way, right? This little thing just sitting here, just all up in my way. So what I needed to do is I wanted to go to the H1 and see what we're looking at on the H1. See, I'm on a downtrend on the H1 as well, on oil. So, but it's almost to this resistance zone here. So it could turn around and go back in my favor, but I want y'all to peep this. You see what it's doing? It's just ranging. It hasn't really determined which way it wants to go. So it does need to break out. So I'm waiting on oil to make a breakout, do what it needs to do, and then go about its business. That's what I'm waiting on. So let's see here. We still just waiting for some trades to happen here. Okay, well that pullback's coming. Come on, S&P. Man, watch this thing do this like towards the end of the daggone money zone. And then do something. Let's see here. If y'all got something that y'all want me look at, let me know, okay? Let me see. But let me know in the Q&A because I ain't going to be able to catch it in the chat. Let's see. Hi, Lamar. How you doing? You're trying to figure out what's the minimum I have to have in my account to trade indices if I know. I can only go based off of my opinion because I don't really want to necessarily give you financial advice, Lamont. Just going to throw that out there. So don't come for me if it don't work out for you in that way. But I have been trading S&P with a $100 account. But it's on a 0.01. But the reason why I did that is because on my trading plan that I utilize it, I'm only catching 75 pips. Well, I can catch 75 pips to 150 pips in one S&P trade off of H1 instead of me worried about a bunch of currency pairs. So that's why I do that. For NASDAQ and US 30, you do need more because the drawdown on them are so high. You could blow $100 account on US 30 drawdown in one candlestick alone, so I would say, NASDAQ and US 30, like maybe 4 times, NASDAQ maybe 4 times, maybe 4 to 5 times S&P. So maybe like 500 and then do the same thing for US 30. I would say maybe 1K and above. I'm talking about being safe. There's other traders that are skillful that could probably do it with less accounts. I've done US 30 on a lower account before too, but again, it was on the same time the S&P was doing the same move. So I was more confident in it because S&P was my leading indicator pair at the time. That is something else that you guys can look at. There are pairs that sometimes are leaders or leading indicating pairs to other assets. That's something that y'all can maybe take a look at as well. Like gold to the Aussie dollar, AUD, USD, and gold. They're correlated and so on. One sometimes could be the leading indicator to the other. If you look at that. Same thing with Euro USD, which is not a pair that I'm fond of, but that also can be a leading indicator pair to say AUD USD. So just those are things to think about as well. But hopefully that answered that question. Yes, the dashboard setup video. I'm sorry. I don't know if the dashboard setup video is in the back office. I don't know that, but I do know it is on the YouTube, Auvoria Prime YouTube channel. And let me see. You saw it on the 30-minute Willie. What was that? Tell me again, Willie. Put me in the Q&A again what it was that you were talking about. Okay, Euro Swiss on the H1. Are y'all getting alerts on these that you calling out, or y'all just calling out trades for me to look at? Because I'm getting confused because I'm not getting no alerts right now. Time zone begins 1 a.m. Eastern time and ends at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Hey, Miss Verna, do I know how soon AIRO will be on TradingView? No, I don't know yet, but I can't wait. I can't wait. Nate, if you're watching this video or hearing this live, Nate, can't wait for that to hit on TradingView. I need that. Need that, especially for binary options. Need that. So by the way, you never know, you guys. This call might turn into a binary options, call. We never know. So be on the lookout for that. Let's see here. Jessica, how you doing, darling? Welcome. Welcome, Jessica. USD CHF sell. Let's take a look. I'm gonna take a look for you. Since you just joined the squad. Welcome, dear. Okay, well, if you're saying it's a sell, I'm thinking you're talking about this did you say H1? Because I'm not seeing nothing, but that thing is selling. But it's counter trend. So I know it's counter to the H1. So if you get an H1 up arrow, that's going to be nice. If you're looking at it on the M15, let's see here. I zoomed all the way out, and it is on a downtrend on the M15. See, I only got one support, and it ain't nowhere near that support. So yeah, whoever caught that dollar Swiss, boom, that was a nice one. Just catch it early. I think this was before our call, so I wouldn't have been able to catch that one, but it was nice though. That was a nice one, right? It was before our call, I think. Yeah, it was before our call, so I wouldn't have been able to catch that at that time. I was driving. But yeah, Jessica, downtrend, that sell. Catch it if you can. Just follow the arrow alerts though. Catch it. So when it comes back around and up again, you might get another one. You might see the trend is getting real strong through the time frames, right? So you might get another down arrow going down. It's counter trend. I wouldn't do it off of the H1 because it's counter trend to the H1. So you don't know how long that arrow off the H1 is going to last. But if you catch it down here on a time frame where it actually is a downtrend, go for it. Okay. Hopefully that helps. If not, just drop it in the Q&A. I'm just sitting here and I be trying to catch trades with y'all, and darned if that thing didn't work. And you know what? I took off Amazon, and I should have left Amazon on there, but I feel like it's retracing since S&P is retracing, and that's beautiful. Come on, S&P. See how it's coming down, y'all? You just gotta wait. We just gotta wait. It's pulling back. I needed to come to this 38.2. Just do something. Come right here, at least. And then come a little bit lower to this arrow MA. That's what I want. And we should be all right. Slowly making its way there, but it's happening. Euro Swiss off the H1. So again, I'm not getting no alerts. So if y'all are getting alerts, oh, GU, there we go, GU. Come on, GU. We got 9 minutes left in this candle. And let's see if we can go ahead and catch this GU. I'm gonna leave it right there. You said Euro Swiss off the H1. I didn't see a alert off the H1 for Euro Swiss. So yeah, nope. Nope. We on an uptrend, so we only looking for up arrows. So I would only take arrows that are following the trend. Only take arrows that's following the trend, especially if you are just now coming to this. Don't take every arrow because not every arrow is a valid trade. Take the up arrow that's following the trend. So that's that one. GU looking pretty nice. We might get GU. If GU gets to go up, I wonder if my S&P is going to continue to come down. I think CB mentioned that to me before. I'm trying to correlate things, but sometimes you see things. So when trading the H1 and the H4 time frame, should it be 20 pips for entry to the zone? H1 is 50 pips, H4 is 100 pips. That's what that is. Consider the strength of the currency before taking a bag trade. I haven't, Javon. I haven't. Honestly, I haven't had a need to consider the strength of the currency pair because I'm mostly on the higher time frames. And so the trend and everything to do with the strength has already kind of been established. But I would say that might come into play when you want to trade on these scalping lower time frames. So that's a good idea. When looking for a setup, it must close above or below the EMA and all bad qualifications to enter. On Strat 8, the AIRO MA is what you want to look for, Regina. The 200 EMA plays a role in Strat 9, but I have not completely mastered that strategy yet because I don't want to speak on it and tell y'all wrong. However, Strat 8 will talk about the AIRO MA and about price closing below and above it in regards to utilizing Fibonacci. But me, when I'm looking for a setup, and I'm using Strat 8 right now is what I'm showing y'all. So I need price to close below this AIRO MA to confirm for me that this was the move that I am measuring to then turn around and go back in the up direction again. Let's see here. Is there a way of doing Fibonacci on MT4 on the mobile phone? You know what? I don't know. That's a good question. I have not tried it. It is not a custom indicator, so I have not tried it, so I don't know. I hardly ever trade from my phone. Only unless I got like a bag entry alert. But if somebody in the chat that knows, please feel free to educate the family. Okay. They do say it is. You can do it. And they got it in the chat. Thank you, family, for answering that. Good looking out. Appreciate that. On these live calls, when we enter trades, do we also drop the stop loss and take profit? Not number-wise, no. We just say we're going for a 20 pip take profit, 40 pip stop loss. If it fits that criteria, we can't necessarily give out the actual price. Oh, okay, Willie. Well, if you had an alert, that's okay. 15-minute got in this morning. Go ahead, Jessica. I love that. Love that. GU turned green. Yep, we got 5 minutes left on that GU. Okay, cool. David got it on there. Yeah, we could do the fib. And can I say again what my MA is set to? 250. Oh, my red MA is a 200 EMA. Okay, so it's a 200 EMA. And this blue line is the AIRO MA. That's not the 50. That's the AIRO's MA, whatever number that is that Nate put his sauce to. But this 200 EMA, 200 period, zero shift, exponential, applied to the close. That's what I have here. The AIRO MA just comes with AIRO, so I do not change that. I cannot change that. And then, okay, I answered your question. Okay, cool. Yes, I'm with you, man. I've been humbled many a time before. That's why US 30 is my white whale. Is this an engulfing candle? No, it is not. Is that a hammer? Bullish hammer? Let me see. See, it's at the 23.6. That just doesn't sit well with me. Doesn't sit well. I need to reduce this thing. No. Give me a second, y'all. I need to reduce that, see what it looks like. Ooh, that does look like a bullish hammer. Dang it. And then I'm going to catch that one. Am I going to go up? See, these things right here. I'm not good with these candlestick formations. Even though that looks like it's going to go up again. How many pips does that go already? Let me see. Already went 10, 11 pips. You about to make a new high, S&P? You didn't even pull back. Okay, you're wicking out. I don't know. Oh, okay. Thank you, Bren, for appreciating that. Oh, Skulls, they look like they're posting it in the chat how to do it. Looks like they're giving the instructions in the chat how to do it. See? Glad I didn't jump in there. Thought about it. Really was tempted. I would have been sitting there all the way up here and it would have been pulled back on me and then, nope. Just wait. Be patient. I need to be patient my own self and follow my own rules instead of me trying to get a trade in here just to get a trade. Nope. Be patient. Okay. Let's see. Yep. 3 minutes left on GU if that's what you're talking about. Yep. 3 minutes left. Let's get ready. Come on, GU. So if GU is doing that, what's the other ones looking like? GR, what you doing? Nothing. Okay. Nothing. GCAD, what you doing? All up in the zone. And if you get it up, if I get an up arrow, I cannot take this trade because I do not have a zone it's bouncing from. This zone bounce does not count because I have a down arrow interruption in between. So this cannot count for me if I get an up arrow going up. So I would need to have another support here giving me a zone. So GCAD, I can't do nothing with it. 2 minutes left. G-Chef, what we doing, G-Chef? I think of Valdez every time. It is like by the skin of its teeth touching that zone. Skin of its teeth touching this zone. But the up arrow is going to be a minute. Ah, there you go. Boom. Skin of its teeth touching that zone. So the up arrow is going to be a while on G-Chef. Excuse me. It's going to be a while. But, sorry, guys. Excuse me. I had to drink a little bit of water. But this is going to be beautiful. I see GU and I see G-Chef. So not only are we going to have, you got some bag entries coming for these two, you guys, is what I'm saying. Hopefully it'll happen before the money zone stops so you can catch some pips before the end of the money zone off of the M15 time frame. If not, and this is a practice that I do and a lot of people in the group and my group do, is we switch to the H1 as soon as the money zone is over. Okay? But that's okay because what you're going to look for is, here's G-Chef on the H1. It's just bouncing around off of this zone right here. It's just bouncing off. There we go, 11 o'clock. I got AUD USD as an H1. What is GU doing? Pulling back. Okay, maybe 11:15 on GU. Still waiting then. Aussie USD got my H1 trade all up in the zone. And I think somebody mentioned Aussie USD earlier, I think, but all up in the zone. So I can't do nothing with this thing. And let me see here. And we on a downtrend. But that's good. That's good. It's fine. We're on a downtrend. We're going to get a down arrow. This zone being right here, though, is going to be a problem. So this zone being right here, it could get broken or, you know, it could bounce off of there and continue to range. Right now, AUD USD is ranging. You know, it kind of made its move. This is a pullback, and then it was supposed to restart going down, and it stopped, and then it pulled back again, try to restart, and it stopped, and pull back again. So it don't know if it wants to keep going back down or if it wants to turn around and go back up. Here's AUD USD on the daily. See, we on an uptrend on the daily. Whoo, look at this melt. And I'm just curious if y'all would compare AUD USD to a gold's chart. I feel like you're gonna see the same thing. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. But here's AUD USD on the daily. And see how it's hanging around on the support zone, signifying that it's getting ready to close above this arrow MA. So When you see a lot of things, I know that I went from down to up, and you're really supposed to do top down analysis. But what you can see is on the daily, it's already hovering on this support zone. So it either needs to make a decision, bounce off, come on up. If it goes up, you're going to get a daily H1 arrow going up, right? But you see how you got one here, and it kind of stalled out. Like it still wants to pull this retracement. Here was the up move right here, right? Here's your up move. What price now is trying to do is pull back and retrace. Okay, so here's your up move. This is, somebody asked me Fibonacci daily. This is what I do. It's pulled back to 38.2. Now I'm looking for it to restart this uptrend again. All right, this was the lowest point, price closed off of the below the AIRO MA to the highest point. I still did strap 8 off of the daily. Okay, but it just happened to work out this way. But this is what I do. So you can actually look for gold, not gold, good gracious, Aussie USD to be doing something similar. So it might be pulling up, and it might break this lower time frame H1 because it's trying to restart its uptrend again from the higher time frame. That's kind of what you can see. But you trade based on the time frame, so don't take the H1 trade yet. Let it pull back, let it do what it needs to do, and then come back and wait for a better entry. Or come up here and sit up here on the H4 or the H1. H4 got to break through it too. So, the couple of things that need to happen here. But that's how I feel about Aussie dollar right now. What's S&P doing? Playing around on this 23.6. Now, I know y'all probably might have saw this candle. Remember I was looking at this candle right here? I was like, that looks bullish. This is a bullish color candle. I'm just saying, that candlestick formation looked familiar. And I was like, oh, you can go up. You would have caught 10 pips on this, but I didn't like that. And then what it do? It pull back down again. I don't want to sit in drawdown. I want to take my trade and minimize drawdown. So I gotta be patient. I know patience is a killer, but I'm been successful by being patient and not jumping into stuff. Darn, GU, thought we were going to get something. Let me see. Fibs confuse me. Sometimes where would you draw it from on GU? Is it at a previous support zone? Oh, first off, fibs work following the trend. You want to draw the fib for the trend. All right. So this is GU. Strat 8 we about to do. We're on an uptrend. So you're going to be drawing from a low to a high. Okay. That's the first thing you want to do. Then what I do is I'm going to draw it for you coming in today. This is how I would draw it off of the M15. Right. Strat 8. Fibonacci retracement tool right here. Here's your lowest point. Price closed below the MA before it restarted its trend. Not here, because I have an up arrow and I have a down arrow. I want this up arrow, okay? This lowest point, not this lowest point. All right, right here. Here's your high. Not here. Your highest point before, oh, excuse me, you're right. Go back. Here. There we go. And then price closed below the MA here. So this is one move right here. Right? But I don't have a down arrow or anything like that. When I'm on the M15, I like looking at these down arrows to signify it really, really pulled back. So that's why I would move it to here as my high. And this is really the move. Okay, this is really the whole move. And then it pulled back down. Okay. Also, here's another way to confirm your move. If this would have been your high, and price, this is a pullback. You see here, this right here, it pulled back to 23.6. That ain't the move. Fake out. The move is not done unless it passed that 23.6. I say that all the time. I don't think 23.6 is a valid pullback. Okay, to then try and measure a move. Okay, so it didn't. It kept going up again, and then it stopped again. What did it do? Stopped at 23.6 again. The move ain't done. It kept going. Then it stopped. Okay. And then it came down past that 23.6 all the way down to the support zone. Right. 61.8. I don't have 79 on here or 78.6. but it came all the way down here. If price came back and touched this 100, then that tells all in this one down shot, that tells me I drew my fib wrong and I need to move my low lower. But because it didn't touch it, I'm okay. So now price has pulled back, and usually it's a 79 or something like that, and it's bouncing off of it, but I'm really paying attention to the 61.8. If you're looking at this, and hopefully I'm not talking too fast, but that 61.8 is a golden ratio. All right. I love it that GU is bouncing off of a zone and it's coming back up. And now it's kind of huddling around this 61.8, getting ready to shoot off to the stratosphere. And I could tell you, okay, I could tell you in looking at this, this is an engulfing candle right here, looks like. This would have been an entry right here. I would have been able to get up. I got some pullback, and then it took off. Got some pullback, and then it kind of took off. This really should have been my entry candle right here if I was focused on GU at the time, right? Really, this one. None of these other candlestick formations fit for me. This one does. Like, it's like an engulfing. It's not completely an engulfing because really it should be a little bit lower, but it's close enough for me. I would have been in right here. But then it pulled back. No railway track, nothing like that, and then it pulled back. But we're sitting on this 61.8, and it's pulling back now. That's okay. All these rejections on this 61.8, meaning it ain't going to pull back no more. It's trying to turn around and go up. When we get into this thing, and it would be nice if we get the up arrow right on here, because then you already know your stop loss is 40 pips, right? You already know that. What's 40 pips from right here? Definitely underneath the support zone. So price got to come for you. 40, well, just about to the end of the support zone, 50 pips. So 40 pips is right here. 100% retracement, all up in this middle zone. Price got to really come for you to hit that 40 pips, right? Especially once we get this up arrow on GU. So I really like that, but hopefully that answers how to draw this fib. It really isn't that hard. You just got to find the spots to be able to start and stop. When it's on an uptrend, look for the lowest point, price closed below the arrow MA, and then the highest point, price closed above the arrow MA. And utilize the arrow alerts, the arrow arrows to kind of help you with that thought process. Okay? That's Strategy 8 video. You're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. Hopefully that made the fibs a little easier for y'all. Almost. 5 more minutes on this GU. 5 more minutes. For breakout on NZD CAD, there are even red and green zones. How do I deal with this? Take a pass. I believe Nate mentioned that if there's even zones, you can go either way. And as long as you got 20 pips to the zone that you're going to and you got your bounce, you're cool. That's what Nate says. I personally don't do those. I take a pass on them because I like to trade with a trend. So I don't like having any type of ranging going on. And then I trade with Fibonacci. So it needs to be a trend for me. I'm a trend trader. So it has to be following a trend for me. Sorry, you guys. One of my kids is here. 1 second. Sorry, guys. Trading with my kids here. That's what we do. But yeah, so if it was NZD CAD, then we could take a look at it. But that's just me personally how I would do it. But that is what I have heard is okay. But as far as MC, we all up in this zone, so I'm not going anywhere with it on my chart. But you were talking about even for the breakout. Actually, zoom out. NZD CAD, yeah, we're on an uptrend. So the breakout will be up here. So it got to get through this resistance zone and kind of mess with this resistance zone before it even tries to do this breakout. But it could happen though. Probably not today though. Maybe today. I don't know. Actually, now that I see. But GU playing with me. Come on, GU. 4 minutes. Come on, GU. And where is my S&P? What are we doing, S&P? Still playing around on this 23.6. All these oh, come on. All these rejections. You want to go back up, but you do not want to give me a formation that I could use to go back up. Just come on down, close above below that MA. Stop playing around. Oh yeah, I was going through the G's because I was looking for anybody else that's going to do what GU is about to do. So look, GBP, JPY looking like it's not going to be a nice setup off of this downtrend that it did. Let me see. We are on a uptrend, and like I mentioned earlier, GJ is a beautiful pair to trade with. I absolutely love this pair. And like I said, we do the fib on this. Let me see there. I do it that way because I like to come off of a zone. This ain't no, this is a move. I need to start off of a zone. That's best. That answers an additional question. So here's your move, complete move. And then it pulled back. Because see, you have all this ranging right here. Once you start getting used to drawing the fib, you could see where your fake outs are too. How you could tell when something's not really a true pullback. Here, all that ranging right there. You ain't want to mess with that. Let it finish, pull back. Now it's going to restart again beautifully. All it is just takes patience. Ooh, there's that same candle formation right there. And then you would have got in here and you got some drawdown and up again. So GJ is doing the same thing. I like that. And it came back and was rejecting off the 61.8. Yep. Nice. Come on now. Give me a nice candlestick formation bullish so we can go on back up. That's GJ and GU. GU's going to give us an arrow alert though. GJ, you probably got to get in off of a candlestick formation. And then if you look at the H1, I don't even have a zone. So, and look at where the arrow MA is. It's going to be a while before you get another up arrow alert. So I'm seeing two things could possibly happen. Oh, by the way, see how I drew my fib from off of the M15? And look at how it looks on the H1. Almost look like I caught that whole move. So that's actually pretty nice. So I feel like it actually probably might come down even further. And then if you zoom out, really, this is the move from down here all the way up. That's really the move. So it might be retracing for a long time. So you just gotta wait and see what happens. So that looks interesting. So do I call it a green since those bars are more hefty than the two reds? No. Excuse me. It just signifies how strong the bars are. But you still just want to count the zones. If it's 2 red, 3 green, then you want to up zone. If it's 2 red and 2 green, you're ranging. It's just the thickness of the zones on mine anyway, from what I see, just tells you how strong that zone is, how many times it's been retested and things like that. So, you know, it's 11:15 and GU did not give me that arrow. Darn it. Well, family, it looks like today I ain't got no trade. It looks like we got 45 minutes left. I don't have no trade. And let's see here. Let me see here. I'm trying to see what we got. GU playing, so it might be that GJ analysis I just did might be happening. Oh, see, now S&P want to take off. See? Now you decide to play, not close, and then take off. And you went back to 0. So you didn't even touch 38.2. You're going to go back to 0. Are you going to retest the 0 again? I was trying to see if it's going to go to the inverse, but the inverse would only apply if it comes to 38.2 or not. And it did not. I really wish it would have touched that. But Oh, well, thank you, Mama Bear. I appreciate that. I just feel bad sometimes when we on these calls and I can't take a trade, or there's just there's things that are setting up, but they don't complete their setup when we're on the call. It like happens later on this evening, and then I gotta post in the bad chat, "Hey, did you guys catch this H1?" You know, because a lot of times people forget. So I try to make sure I say as much as I can while we on here, but I appreciate that. Let's see here. Man, you straight facts, boy. We ain't lose no money. Man, I'm cautious, especially with my own money. I ain't got no trade. I ain't got no trade. I keep coming back to this GU. I keep saying GJ, GU, and where's the 200 at? Let's see where it's at. Ooh, okay. Well, that might be why he's rejecting off of this 200. Stop that. Need it to keep going. Come on, 200. Let it close above this 200. So that might be what we need to wait for. I should have put that on earlier. What we might need to do is just wait for that thing to close above that 200. Give it the oomph that it needs, which will also bring the AIRO MA, turning it around and have it go back up again. It's probably what's going to have to happen. And with that, you're going to get your H1 GU alert too. So, man, I wouldn't even wait on a candlestick formation anymore. If you get an M15 alert going ahead, great. You might get an M15 alert and an H1 alert at the same time, which is nice. Take the M15 for 20 pips, jump out. Take the H1 alert for 50 pips, jump out. 70 pip trade. 2 positions. Exactly. We ain't forcing no trades, Mama Bear. So why are we not taking S&P 1500 now that it's back above the money zone line with no zone? Because I wasn't on the M15. I was just on the M5. I don't normally trace the M15. I don't normally trade the M15 on them. So that's just me. I don't do that. M15 it plays games. I'm only on the M5 and I'm on the H1 for S&P. On the M15 at this time of day, if I was to hop into a trade, I probably would be in drawdown by this time, especially if you look at it. Here's that last 15 minutes. This will be the first candle you come out. And if you would have got in right here, you would be in drawdown. There ain't no telling how far back your drawdown is going to be, because strategy 4 doesn't have a specific take profit or stop loss off of the indices right now. You know, you would just be shooting for like 50 pips or 25 pips if you want. But where's your stop loss going to be? And honestly, looking at this, I drew the fib from the M5 here. And looking at how far back prices retraced is 23.6. You know, you might put your stop loss at the 38.2. You might. But because this wasn't even a really full pullback, that thing could probably come down and hit your stop loss and come down here with the way I originally intend for it to do so anyway. So I really don't like the M15 for trading in indexes. My opinion. That's all. That's the only reason why. I'm usually on the M5 or the H1 or the H4. That's what I stay on. That's what has been comfortable for me, and that has what has been the time frames that's most successful. And then of course strategy 4 is a little bit more newer, and I don't want to be in drawdown too much. Now it might turn around in your favor and you can catch pips and dip, but that's just my thought process. I tend to stay on the M5 during the day without otherwise the H1. And I'm not going to get another H1 alert for a while, as you guys can see. Not for a while. So that run on S&P was pretty nice. Okay, so hopefully that answered Deborah. Would I go in at EA? It's a down arrow on a downtrend. What time frame? Was it on the H1 or something? I didn't get anything. So M15, you got a down arrow alert. I did not get an alert on this. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can go either way if you want to, but I didn't get this actual arrow alert. It did not pop up for me, even though I see it here. I don't like this as a bounce, and then it closed below this arrow MA, and then it closed above it again, and then it closed down. But that kind of looks like an M. Kind of looks like an M. But I don't like it as a bounce arrow go, because I feel like this is an interruption right here. Let's see here. Sorry. Thought I saw something. Just looking. Let's see here. Exactly. Do I only trade strat 1 and 2 on London session? No, because I am asleep during London session. I am not up for that at all. But you can do strategy 1 and 2 if you want to. It looks like these GBP pairs and EA pairs are going to set up nicely. So don't make me get up for London session, y'all, because I'm going to be mad. I'm trying to stay away from it because Nate's going to be like, I told you so. And I'm not trying to get him the satisfaction, honestly. I'm just not. So no, I can't get up now because my pride is at stake. So I can't get up in London session now. I'm not giving Nate the satisfaction. News on USD. Okay. What's the news? Red folder news? What we got? What we talking about? Oh, you can use the bag strategy on anything, any session, as long as it comes up. Any session. As long as it follows the rules, you know. This one, I mean, let me measure that zone to zone, by the way. Zone to zone. 83 pips. Well, I mean, it was, did he say 50 pips or less? I think he said 50 pips or more you could go. But if you got in here at this candle, let's say you would have got in at this candle right here, you got 20 pips to the zone. So you could take that trade if you wanted to. I just don't like this right here being like an interruption. That's my issue with this. Okay. So, and it's because it closed below the arrow MA and then immediately turned around and closed above it. And then it had all this stuff going on. So that's why I was like, I don't know, like that. So when this arrow alert happens, it really is happening from this. So if it's really coming from this, I don't have a resistance zone here to actually qualify that as a bounce arrow go. So that's another reason why I can't take it on my chart, unfortunately. So that's how I feel about EA. But and if you get a down arrow alert, I don't even know if you're gonna get 50 pips. Let me see. Nope, because you want an uptrend on there. It's gonna need to crush this, bounce off of that. Yeah, EA is not gonna be fun to trade, it looks like. So let me just close that right now. Let's just get that off my chart because it don't even look like it's gonna be fun. Look at this arrow MA on S&P though. So I like that as doing a retracement. It might be able to pull back and catch something in there. So here we go. We got those. You see it's pulling back again right now. That's okay. Well, this is that current 15-minute candle that we were just talking about. These three. So let it come on, pull back some more. It's getting to this arrow MA though. That arrow MA is creeping. So we're going to see. We're going to see. Let me go to this Q&A. London is calling. Don't do it. No, I'm not giving Nate the satisfaction. No. Not going to do it. Y'all not going to get me. Now that I done said that, it's going to be this massive strat for a breakout tomorrow. Y'all going to be like, Jackie, we told you should have got up and got traded London session. Why do I trade on the M5 instead of the M15? Carlito, you're not going to be playing with me. It's just a preference. That's actually a personal preference. And actually, that is the time frame that Nate taught me S&P with AIRO is on the M5. So it's a special place in my heart. That he introduced me to trading S&P 500 when I was in the beta test group for AIRO. And he opened my eyes to a lot of things. A lot of things I'm telling you guys is stuff that I learned not only just from Nate, it's from also, Bobby Will from Pipology, babypips.com, a lot of things, but a lot of it came from Nate and AIRO in and of itself. So me utilizing AIRO, expanding my own trading knowledge, y'all gonna talk. I know we gonna talk, Carlito. I know. Okay, you're not gonna talk. Okay. All right, you know what? I'm being recorded on this call, so I can't even respond to y'all on this anyway, cause he gonna hold it against me. So, um, we'll see. We'll see. I'm trying to get fully on US. I know we tired, right, Sandy? I know. But you know what, you guys? Like what we going on today, and again, that's my fault because I ain't had a dashboard really ready for my stocks, or else we would have been on it with these stocks, y'all. Because and then today's Tuesday. I don't know, but Amazon's my bae. I love Amazon and the way it's working on these stocks. I feel like let me get the dashboard together on these stocks because I know I said it last week, but I had to do a reboot and everything this week, and I had such an issue getting my dashboard together yesterday. That's why I got delayed. But let's work on it, and let's just think next week. Let's just take a little looky loo at these stocks and see if we can go ahead with it. Like today. Now, here's the thing. Here's Amazon today. I'm gonna almost leave y'all with this. We on an uptrend, so if you want to do Alexis, Alexis in the car. Don't be raising your hand. I know I used your words. Looky Lou. Um, this is the strat for on Amazon. Now, again, this would be the first candle that closes above the previous day's money zone, right? But look, we are immediately in drawdown if you would did it off of the M15. So again, I go down to the M5 and we looking at it. Let me fix the thing here. There we go. Here it is right here. New money zone. Start right here. This is market open. This dotted line, vertical dotted line, market open, right? Here's the first candle that closed. And then it wicked out right off the M5. This would have been your candle entry right here. Okay? Now, this is what I want you to pay attention to. This is a strat for a breakout on Amazon. Here is your drawdown. You got a drawdown of about 71 pips. Okay? 71 pips is your drawdown. And you only need to go for like 50. You would have made your 50 in the same candle, and it went for 100. I'm actually trying to get it so I catch 100 pips per trade on this. I'm trying. I catch 50, but I'm trying to catch 100. Okay, so this is what I'm looking to do for the rest of this week. And this is what I would say for y'all to demo and try it out. So this is strat 4, money zone breakout on stocks. And take your entry off of the M5 in demo and see what I see. And first, when you start doing it, try and catch 20 pip and dip. And then consistently do it. Now, the stocks that I'm focused on for this, by the way, is Amazon. And Lex is going to probably be like, Jackie, I just told you, because I just asked him yesterday, Lex, what symbols did I wanted to go off of? If you remember, Lex, can you put it in the chat for everybody so we can go off of this? But here it is. NZD CAD for that buy. Let's take a look. That's the second one, I think. Let me take a look. NZDK. Let me close this for a minute and get that out of the way. Let me get this out of the way, y'all. That's that buy right up in that zone. Right up in that zone. Okay. So all up in that zone, and it's coming right back on down. So V. Is this a bank induction? Where's my 200? See, I need to go ahead and back and watch that daggone. We have to see. I have to see what that is. I need to confirm if that's a bank deduction or not. Yeah, I'm talking to myself, sorry. But no go on bag entry on that one. Have to look at that. NZD CAD. So hopefully, Sandy, I answered your questions on the S&P. Why? Looks like an M is forming on S&P. Thoughts it looks messy, but it seems that way. Arminta, you know what? It probably is. However, S&P is on an uptrend, so you don't look for M's on an uptrend. You look for W because M's can be like a fake out almost. You want to look for W's on an uptrend. That's the only one thing. That's what you want to look for. Um, and let that thing just keep playing around. Keep playing around. I feel like it's just gonna mess with me, but I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. It might do that, but I really just want this thing to come right here. Just come right here. Come right here so I can get in on a candlestick formation. And Mark, you're funny. Let me see. I might do that. Oh, I thought what'd you say, Willie? You thought somebody said you can only trade bag strategy? No, no, no. You could do bag strategy any session. It's just that you got to remember the I see you, G man in London. You got to remember that currency pairs. AIRO is talking about currency pairs. The 10 suggested pairs are GBP pairs and a couple of euro pairs, and their movements typically happen during the London session or the beginning of the money zone, or they do the Asian session breakout. That's why strategy 3 is for GBP pairs only. Asian session breakout on those. So a lot of these strategies are particular for currency pairs, and particularly the GBP pairs and the euro pairs, because Nate wants the volatility in the high ADR of those pairs. So that's why a lot of things happen in London session. Us here in the New York session, things can happen. Maybe so, maybe not. But that's why you got to kind of have to maybe redirect your attention to pairs that actually will move in US session, which will be gold, CAD, USD pairs, and S&P and the indexes. That's why I focus on the indexes. I put my attention on, and now stocks. I put my attention on pairs that move during this session that's going to give me the best bang for my buck, which is not all the time going to be a currency pair. It's going to give me an index or a stock now. Okay, that's kind of what it. But you could do a bag entry. You could do a bag strategy on anything. Oh, Nisa, you're welcome, darling. I try. Try not to keep y'all. Oh, absolutely, Willie. You could do New York session, man. You know what, y'all? Let's turn New York session into the stock session. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do it. Make it the indice stock session. All them London session people. Yeah, let them keep that stuff. Let's see what we can do here. I'll keep y'all posted. But yeah, I want y'all to bag strategy if you got stocks. I mean, I'm not saying you have to. S&P, NASDAQ, US 30, those are the indices that happen in the US session. We're just trying to catch things that move. And if nothing moves during the New York session, then that's when we default to the H1 or the H4. And then if you can get up for London or the early part of the money zone, have at it. But me personally, as I'm seeing, I could do stocks and I could do a money zone breakout and it follow the rule consistently, maybe 80%. So I have, out of 10 trades on Amazon, I'll lose 2 and win 8. And I'm catching 50 pips per trade minimum to 100. My goal is to do 100 per trade. The only thing is I'm trying to ensure that I learn Amazon just as well as I've learned S&P. So that's kind of what I'm doing with all of this. But so my stop loss would have been underneath this zone. Honestly, because I'm like, all right, well, price got to come far to get me. So if this would have been my entry on Amazon, and this is why I say you got to learn how to stomach your drawdown. Listen here, you take your trade based on what your stop loss is. My stop loss would have been 172 pips. 172 pips. 172.4. 172 pips. So that would mean on a 0.01, that would be about a $17.24 hit if I hit it, right? That's okay. Some people can do that, like on a $100 account or whatever, maybe. But I said 172 pips, and watch that thing probably turn into like 1,000 pips, and people will be like, Jackie, that's not what mine says. But what I'm saying is utilize your stop loss to determine how much you want to risk. Don't always go for how much money you can make in your take profit, because it'll come. This is on an M5 chart. And then I just showed y'all that's a 50 to 100 pip move all in one 5-minute candle. I'm telling you, if I would have caught that this today, I would have been done for the week. And y'all would have not have heard from me again. But I missed it, you know? So I'm trying to make sure we catch these so we can stick to a trading plan, you know, that's comparable that everybody can use so we can just not stress over these trades so much. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. You know, I typically be on the H1 and H4. I'll catch a trade in a week and I'll be done. But when we on these calls, I'm trying to catch a trade with y'all, so maybe y'all don't have to stress about these trades and do something that y'all could take for yourselves. So tomorrow, you're gonna see this. This is on the M5. Okay, you see we got this resistance zone here, so that zone needs to be gone. But here's Amazon on the M15. So tomorrow, you're gonna mark the high of the zone here today and look for that same breakout tomorrow. Okay, and make sure you ain't got no zone in your way. Same thing. Market open, wait 5 minutes. If it breaks, closes above it, take the candle, next trade. Here's your 200 EMA too, by the way. Well, it ain't even on the screen. There we go. Here's your 200 EMA way down there. You got some room. So what you could possibly be seeing happening right now is that 200 is acting like a little magnet and it's going to bring price right down through there. Okay. Maybe that's why we got that resistance zone forming on Amazon. But I'm applying the same technique and strategy with Amazon that I'm doing with, excuse me, other trade. By the way, that's not a valid trade. I just now noticed that. I don't know how I'm going to get this thing. I got to resave my template or something like that. But it caught that US 30 that I was in a while back before it came positive. So that's annoying. I got to get that off of my template. But other than that, I'm applying the same strategies and rules of AIRO to stocks. So what stocks am I following? Did somebody post it in there? Oh, you driving, Lex. Don't worry about it. It's cool. It's cool. Lex posted it in the chat, y'all. Boeing, Amazon, MasterCard, Tesla, and McDonald's. You know what, Jeff? I did. The bad thing is it kept doing that. I think it has to do with my how I say the template. But here's what it is on the US shares, but I appreciate it. Hi, Jeff, by the way. Here it is here. Amazon, Boeing. What did we say? I said MasterCard, McDonald's, MasterCard, McDonald's, Tesla. Tesla was on fire. I think we were missing Visa or AT&T, Lex. I think we were missing that. I feel like Visa was on there for some reason. I don't know, but I ain't gonna put it till you confirm it for me. But Tesla was on fire, y'all. I was like, wow. I don't know. You're probably like, Tesla? Yeah, yep. You can trade Tesla too. So just zoom out. Tesla was on an uptrend. This is what I was talking about. Man, if you would have catch that Tesla last week, boy, them last 2 weeks, beautiful. This is 2 weeks ago, matter of fact. This beautiful. Money zone breakout below. Boom, down. Boom, down. Boom, down. I mean, good gracious. That was 3 straight days of a money zone breakout. Beautiful on Tesla. I was like, good Lord. That's really what caught my eye. I was like, wow. Okay, Tesla. Do you. Do you. Love it. You know what, Sandy? I'm on Envy. I know Envy does. Let's see. Red Zone just popped up on the M5 on GBP USD. Nice. Nice. Okay. So that means GBP USD might be doing something. That's cool. It's kind of messing around. I'm just going to wait for the H1 on GBP USD. GU. I'm waiting for the H1 on that. I ain't even going to worry about this M15 on there. Unless I get an AIRO alert. You know, so it's playing around, but that's good. That 200 is fighting it. But it's getting ready to break out. And when that thing breaks out, it's going to take off. It's going to be beautiful. GU, y'all. Trade of the day. Not Netflix. No. I didn't like Netflix. You know what? I'm going to tell y'all something else while we got these last 15 minutes, because I'm probably going to cut this call a little sooner. I'm going to tell y'all something. When I was looking at these stocks, oh yeah, by the way, somebody mentioned I've only used Hugo's Way and Envy to catch shares. But I know if you want an FTMO challenge, I believe you can catch shares that way. I don't know any other brokers. So if anybody else knows any brokers that lets you trade share stocks, that's the same thing. Drop it in the chat for people so they could take a look. Oh, but let me tell y'all about this with Tesla and why I picked those certain ones. When I'm on a chart with this broker, and I must caveat that with this broker, I'm looking at the candlesticks and I'm trying to see which stock is going to move in order for me to scalp, because I'm only trading during the US session alone, and I'm trying to catch the move during the money zone. My money zone is cut short. It's only from 9:30 to 1 p.m. So I'm trying to catch whatever move this thing is going to do during the money zone. Okay. But I'm looking at what stocks is going to do that for me. So I measure one candlestick. And when I look at it, I'm measuring it. Here's my candlestick. As long as that middle number is 3 digits, I'm good. That tells me that that thing is going to move. So that's 34.8 pips in one candle. I'm good with that. This is off of Tesla, off of the M5. I'm perfectly happy with this. If it's a different one, like say one of the other ones that was there that I did not pick, I'll give you an example, like Exxon, which is oil, right? So if I put Exxon on there and I did the same thing, okay, let me measure this candle here, this one big candle here. So if I measure this candle, see how it's only 2 digits? Now that 34 is saying it's 34-cent move. Now that could be 34 pips, but it's an oil instrument and I trade US oil. Those things move differently. I wouldn't necessarily trade like an oil stock on this chart. Not yet. I'm not as familiar with a stock in pertaining to oil on this time frame, and particularly you can kind of see it does move, but I need to get used to it. So anything that had like 2 digits, I kind of ignored for right now due to volatility. I just needed to see 3 digits or higher in the candle to kind of signify for me some momentum is going on. So that's why I chose the way I chose. Hopefully that helps. And let me see the Q&A. Oh, those small arrows. I'm sorry, Alex. And hi, how are you, Alex Reyes? Those small arrows are fractals. And I think somebody mentioned something about fractals earlier, but that's what they are. They're fractals. So let me give you an example. Here's S&P again. That resistance zone formed. Yeah, good. Now bring your behind right back down, S&P. Do as I ask so I can hop in today or something. I just might have to get up and run the session for this. See? Okay. That fractals. So I have fractals as a one of my templates. It's on my template. I'm losing track of what I'm trying to say. Let me bring NAS into the fold so we can see what's going on NAS, by the way. Because we talked about NAS. I have it on my template. And those arrows, the gold, and it signifies, fractals just signifies a change in price direction. It doesn't necessarily tell you how long price is going to last in that direction. It just signifies it. And to get the fractals on your screen, I'm going to throw that out there before anybody even asks. Woo, look at Naz just taking his little self up. Go on and take yourself up, Naz. So to get the fractals on your screen, it's an insert indicator. I already have it here, but it is a Bill Williams fractals. And once you click on it, you can put them in any style, which is the color. You can pick on the thickness of the arrows if you so choose, and then hit OK. And what you do, you get them all up here. Fractals are based on 5 candles, by the way. I was taught there is a way to look at them based on 3, but that is actually a modified strategy of it. So 5 candles, and it's the highest high out of the 5 candles. You get a fractal high. The lowest low out of the 5 candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The lowest low out of the 5 candles is your fractal low. Okay, so before when we talked about it, catching a fractal off of a zone is really nice, but as you can see, all these fractals on this zone, if you tried that strategy, you would have been hurting for a while. So, but what they can do it's be like an additional confirmation. So you got this bag arrow off of nines, off the M5, bounce, arrow, go. If the M5 was uptrend, which it is, right? So you got that in your favor. Then you had a fractal low that was off of that zone in your favor. You got the closure above the 200 EMA in your favor. You had all the confirmations in the world to tell you that was a good buy. Okay? 5 confirmations. So they could just be used as additional confluence. That's all. There is other ways that you could work on trading. I am working on my own fractal strategy with AIRO, but that's taking some time. I got to find time to actually finish it up. So, but that's what that is. Hopefully that answers your question. Just got the arrow on USD CAD M15. Okay, y'all got that. I didn't get it. London trades are trending up, up, up. See, y'all gonna have me get up. If y'all see me online at that time, please do not tell Nate. Don't tell him. Don't tell him. Let's see here. Down, bounce. Yeah, we got a down arrow. We good. Why did I not get this arrow alert? But okay. And then how far are we from the zone? So this would have been my entry. Is this a bullish candle or what? What am I doing? It is bullish. So I would have been here. And it's only 17 pips to zone. So I would only take it if we have 20, but that is a bounce, arrow, go. I don't like it that you have all these things here, but I mean, you could catch 10 if you do the bounce, arrow, go, but all these little wicks, all these little playing around on this MA, I'm not really confident in this thing. Honestly, I feel like that thing's going to turn bullish and come right back up to that bounce and then maybe do a straight one down. So you can try it if you want to, but I don't like it. Where's my 200 EMA, by the way? This is going to get annoying, me having to keep doing this now. I feel like this. Ooh, look at that. It's playing. You already had the arrow MA cross above it. And I know we're in a downtrend, but what I'm saying is you got to just do some additional analysis before you just jump in there. And I mean, price is above the 200. It's right now. It's below it. Close below the 200. I would be wary of this because this thing could go either way, honestly. Be wary. If you want to try and catch a 10, you can. I mean, bounce, arrow, go, but be wary. I wouldn't jump in myself, though. And now that I said that, y'all going to be like, it went 20 pips, Jackie. Yeah, I'm very particular about my trades. I know y'all going to be like, well, you know, some trades look good and it could go 20 pips. I'm very particular. I need a trade to be not perfect, but it needs to be clean. That ain't clean to me. Okay, that's just, it's too much wicks happening all around the 200 and the arrow MA. Too much closing up and down, up and down. It ain't clean. That's why I don't like it. Okay, cool. There you go, Ann. Good deal, good deal. Willie, currency pairs first, then we'll worry about stocks and indices. Yes, you can. We were looking for a possible sell on S&P. No, Alex, what we're looking for is you want S&P to pull back. What you want it to do is pull back and then turn around and go back up again, but it might not even pull back. Now that it keeps dragging its arrow MA. So it might pull back, it might not, but I was looking for it up, going back again. That's what we're looking for. But see here, we got this bullish and almost engulfing candle right here, but it's all up in this zone. See, we got this resistance zone. It's playing around. It made a new high today. So this, move this up. It made a new high today. So it could continue to go up if it wants to, or it can kind of pull back down. So we just kind of just waiting and seeing, honestly. Really just waiting and seeing. I'm on the M5 too. If you guys are on a different time frame, you might see something different. So if you like on the M15, you don't have no zone up here on the M15. You know, so it might be, it look a little different to you there. And I have my Fibonacci is different drawn here too. So I would just be looking. I'll stay on the M5, but after the money zone, I'm on the H1. I might I might scalp a little bit. We'll see. I'm not really in the mood to scalp today, honestly. I just want to see an arrow alert, take the trade and go. Pretty much. Make it easy on myself and you. But so far, I mean, GU still in the running, y'all. We still gonna get GU. GU looking like a two-position trade, by the way. Let's not sleep on that. Unfortunately, my brother works for Tesla, so there is an SEC mandate that there are blackout periods against family from trading during that time. Oh, Sandy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So no go on Tesla for you, Sandy. Then let's go to the other ones. Take it out on Amazon. um. Okay, Bren. Take care, man. Oh, you could do KOT for us. They got it. Okay, Willie. Facebook, was that the other one, Lex? I can't remember. DM me, Willie, if you can. But I got something to do after this call, so I might not be around for a couple of hours though. Just DM me. And I got you. So was it Facebook, Lex? Let me look and see because I really want to pay attention to Facebook too. That was nice. I feel like there was 6. I knew there was 6 that I was looking at, and I thought I posted it in the bag chat, but I couldn't remember for y'all. It might have been Facebook though. And look, I don't really particularly care about these stocks, to hold them or anything, but I care about trading off of the value of them because they nice. Let's see here. We got 7 minutes left on this call. Yeah, I think Facebook was the last one. Thank you, Lex. Appreciate it. Let me look and see. Yep, there we go. Thanks. Yeah, that's the last one. So, same thing. We got a money zone breakout today. It got hit resistance. So there wasn't no breakout today. But here was the one yesterday, Monday. Here's the previous day's money zone. Amazon and Facebook did the same thing. So follow me with what I'm saying with this, you guys. I just showed y'all Amazon just did 5 minutes and went 100 pips, right? 5 minutes, 100 pips. Facebook, this is the M15, money zone breakout, come down to the M5. Why does everything gotta look like this? All right, M5, we on the M5. Where's my money zone? I gotta line it up again. See, that is definitely like a template thing. Here's a money zone. Let's see which one was the bullish, bearish thing. Sorry, y'all. I just really want to make sure I get through this. All right, so that was a bullish candle. Money zone. This is the opening of stock market. Closed above the money zone. Next candle, take your trade. See how it's immediately bearish? This is where your entry is. Right here. All right, so here's Facebook. You would have been down about 15, 16 pips. All right, I'm going to tell you my stop loss on here would have been the bottom of this zone right here. 60 pips stop loss. Going up. I mean, you would have definitely caught 20 pips, but see how Facebook kind of lagged a little bit. If you want to catch 50, you would have got it. Catch 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, you would have got it. And it just kept going and going and going. Honestly, that's what I really want to shoot for. Whatever my stop loss is, I'm going to try and shoot for that as a risk to reward ratio of 1-to-1. But clearly 50 pips. And you could have just kind of trailed it and then it walked away. But that's Facebook. Strap 4, money zone breakout off the M5. MasterCard is another stock that you could trade. So the next candle does not have to appear completely above the horizontal line. No, not at all. No, Sandy. Use just next candle, take the trade. It's very similar to how we do the bag and all that and the other strat 4. He didn't say anything about how the candle needs to be completely above the line. I don't remember him saying that in that strat 4 video. But now that you said that, Sandy, I got to go back and watch it just to make sure. All right, well, it is 5 minutes to noon, 4 minutes to noon now, so I ain't catch a trade today, y'all. I am so sorry, but why not looking pretty today? Hopefully, though, gonna have this dashboard set up. Gonna see if we can do these stocks next week. London session, y'all. Be on the lookout for the money zone breakout. Money zone breakout on these indices, y'all. Just take a look. Just do it in demo so you can see what I see. And then follow that same thing and then do it during New York session so you can see what I see on stocks. All right. The other thing is what we are going to look for today, GU. Pair of the day is GU. I'm looking for an M15 going up. I'm looking for an H1 going up. Shoot, I might get the H1 before I get the M15. Doesn't matter. I'm looking for multiple positions on this thing. Okay. So I'm only trying to catch 75 pips and get out for the week. So that H1 gives me 50. Then maybe I can catch 20 to 25 on another position off of the M15. That gives me my 70, 75 pips. And then if another GBP pair wants to do the same thing, that's my pips for the week. Okay.